Hello gamers and welcome to episode 469 of the Super Ultra Podcast Arcade for September 14th, 2024. I'm one of your hosts, Daniel Nicholson, and with me is my co-host, Dominic Stallworth. What's going on this week, Dominic?
What's going on is that, I'm just going to just jump right into the sports. Orioles have not been looking great, man.
Yeah.
They have they have not been scoring, man. The bats are not driving in runs. Sometimes they get men on base, or like yesterday, Detroit, man, guy was doing a perfect game for I think he went through six straight innings or so, or 6.2 innings. I don't know, almost 6 and a third innings. 2/3. I forget what it was. It was a while. He was going, and then Gunnar Henderson finally got a hit. I think in the seventh, it was the seventh or eighth. Actually, it might have been the eighth. I think he went with 7 games perfect or something. No, he gave up a walk. I'm sorry, he didn't get a hit. He gave up a walk, and they so we finally got man on base. So it was still a no hitter, but they took him out, and then Gunnar Henderson did get a hit. Finally, we spoiled their no hitter, and he got triple. But we had 2 outs left in the ninth inning, but that was it. Yeah, that's all we did. So we got 1 hit in the game, and we lost 1-0. Lost 1-0. I mean, that's what's crazy. Is that our pitching did great. I'm used to our pitching just get up runs, but we, not the other way around.
Right?
Like,
yeah.
Yeah, I'm used to the days of, the 2012 Orioles through like 2012 to 2016 Orioles. Like, they would score, but like it was always like the pitching would blow it for us. And I mean, every now and then, like, that we don't hit, but that's every team goes through that. But it was always like, man, our pitching, we need to get pitching. And now we got our actually okay pitchers, because we only got our best pitchers because a lot of pitchers got hurt. But they still keep us in games. So overall, they're keeping us in games. Like, you can't say that, if this pitcher staff was still here, we will win these games. Now, some of them we probably will, but some of them we probably could win. Like, they probably hold the team off without scoring anymore, in the late innings or something. But the thing is, I can't really get mad if it's a low scoring game, because I'm like, dude, y'all gotta score too. We gotta score too. I mean, yes, we're not always gonna I don't expect you to score all the time, but at this point now, man, I just haven't been consistent. Like, I don't know what happened after the All-Star break, man. Like, these bats have just gone cold, and it's just not been. It just hasn't been great, man, and it's so frustrating because it's like, darn, if we had some kind of consistency, we could be so far ahead in the league, probably, because nobody else is doing it. I mean, only now the Dodgers been winning, and the Yankees have been. They won a few recently, but it's like we're helping them out by losing, so that they'd be ahead, because they're still not that far ahead. But it sucks. Like, I don't know what the problem is. Like, why all the bats gotta be cold? Why can't it just be like a couple guys? But sometimes that's how it is in baseball, and I just never understood it. Anyway, I know Judge, man, he was on a quiet streak of not hitting a home run, that he finally hit like a grand slam to help the Yankees win.
Oh, wow.
Of
course.
And now I forgot what number he's at, but he's looking for another 60 home run season. I know that. So he's in the 50s. So yeah, that man's awesome. And Shohei Ohtani is looking to be the first 50-50 player ever. 50 stolen bases, 50 home runs.
Jeez.
Which is great. I mean, that number is great, because nobody's done it yet. I mean, even though these new rules have just got here. So, thing is, this is why in sports I hate comparing to the old timers, like to people back in the day, because they didn't have these rules. Because I'm thinking, like, if Ricky Henderson who's the best base stealer ever. Um, if he had these rules, he probably have like a 200 something stolen bases or something, or maybe 300. I don't know.
Yeah.
He probably have something ridiculous, like in a season. Um, like because the record I forgot is like 100 and something, like 30, is it 30 something? I forget what the record is. Um, but like he would destroy his own record if he had these rules where the pitcher can only go to pick you off twice. Like so, but and it's not taking away for Shoei because I'm comparing it to other players. It's still like he got 50 home runs and stolen bases. Like nobody's even close to that. You got people who got more stolen bases, and you only have one dude who has more home runs. that's Judge. So it's I mean the guy's incredible. The guy so far, and he's not even doing it. He's not even pitching this year. So it's looking like money well spent so far for the Dodgers. Uh, and they look dominant, but you know what? They look dominant. I thought they always looked like the best damn team in baseball for the last, I don't know. It's been a long time, man. Like they've been looking great for almost like 5 years straight, or probably maybe longer. But they only won one, and that was the COVID, and that don't count to me.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, like that don't count. Yeah, they haven't. This could this be the year they finally actually win in the whole like within a whole season? Like that's a legit season. Can they finally do it? I hope not, because I want my team to do it. But yeah. So I mean, the Dodgers they're looking great right now. Like they're looking like the team that people thought they would be. What they thought they were going to be. So it's like expected with them. But yeah, we'll see, man. Because it's a tight race. You got the Kansas City looking great. You got even the team that the Orioles are going against, Detroit. They're not in the playoffs like as of right now, but they have a shot. They've been winning a ton of games lately. They're the hottest team in baseball right now. Wow. It's unfortunate that we have to see them now.
Yeah.
Though right now, I don't think it matters because we've been, like I said, we're losing to teams that I don't think we should lose to. So it's like every team looks like a tough team to me because we ain't scoring. Yeah, so, yeah, I have to, I don't know, yeah, I mean, it's this is like the best time of the month, like in baseball, usually, like, and especially this month because there's no team with a huge lead as far as like oh they're gonna be number one. I mean the closest is like I said is the Dodgers. Maybe you can just say they be number one in their league, but as far as everything else, man, it's a tight race. Like Milwaukee is going to win. Like I think in their division they're going to win definitely. But everybody else, and I think the Phillies will win. Yeah, the Phillies will win. It's just like what place are they going to be overall? Like I said, with overall things. So it's yeah, it looks that I mean yeah, it looks good. Like this whole playoff race, like it's really entertaining. All right, where am I? Oh yeah, football. So the first week of football is over with. My team, the Commanders, they lost pretty big to Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay pretty much whooped them. And I'm looking at this team. It's like this is damn almost. I mean, with the exception of a few players, this is like the same team that Tom Brady had. And I'm like, damn, like this team is good. And like I always said, is that Tom Brady inherited a good team.
Yeah.
And actually, if he was like younger, or they had a younger, or they didn't need Tom Brady to win. They could have had just a person who didn't throw 30 interceptions. That's all they needed. Right. I mean, the guy they had before Tom Brady threw 30 interceptions, but he had 30 touchdowns. So that just told you that, oh, this team is a good team. It's just him was interceptions were kind of hurting him. I mean, I'm saying that nice, I guess, kinda, because it's like 30 interceptions. It's ridiculous. I mean, that is ridiculous. But yeah, now with Baker Mayfield, who some people, I mean, the Browns got rid of him because they thought he just wasn't the guy, which I'm thinking, like, wow, Baker Mayfield was the best quarterback I had in my lifetime for the Browns. Y'all have never been really good in my lifetime. And this is the best quarterback y'all had. He got you to the playoffs multiple times. I don't know, like, that's why I was very confused that they got rid of him, but then they got Watson. Now, if Watson didn't have these allegations and stuff on him, I would be like, Watson is a great quarterback. But see, even without the allegations, he got injured and he missed a year of football because of injury.
Yeah.
And it'll be like, do you want to take that chance? Like, is it worth it for you to take this chance with Watson? Well, you know what you got with Baker, and maybe you just think like, oh, Baker's not good enough. I don't know, man. It's just, I just feel like, do you want to take a chance on Watson, who's coming off an injury? You don't know if he's going to come back to be the same after this injury. Like, I don't know. It was taking a chance, and then now put the allegations there. I think it's not worth it at all.
Right.
And now it's really proven really bad for them because Watson has not looked good since he's been back. And now there's another woman who has come out to say that he, I guess, sexually assaulted her or something, or did something to her. And the NFL is talking with the woman now. So we'll see what's going to happen with this, because I think based on his contract, if this takes place after those other incidents, they don't have to pay him. They can release him without having to pay him.
Oh,
like the guaranteed money.
Mm-hmm.
But if this took place within that time frame of when the other ones were done, then no, because hey, you knew what was happening. You knew what happened.
Right.
You know, all right, and that makes sense. So yeah, I guess they're trying to see how to deal with that. But yeah, it's just too much. And Browns fans, I mean, I know they're just fucking frustrated because it's like, what the hell, man? Like, what a waste. And then Baker Mayfield over here doing it up in Tampa Bay, which it looked like at one point it looked like Baker Mayfield was going to be like one of those backup quarterbacks or something, or quarterbacks that's just wasn't going to do well because he went to the Panthers first, and the Panthers suck. And then so I was like, darn, man, he's going to be stuck with the Panthers. And then he got sent over to, the Rams? And the Rams, when Stafford got hurt, so you knew he wasn't going to stay there. But I'm so happy he got to Tampa Bay and to prove that he's still a competitive quarterback. He's still a competitive guy. Is he like the top guy or anything? No, but I mean, compared to what the other quarterbacks are out there, he's fine. To me, I put like this. He's fine. He's better than any quarterback we had. Before Jayden Daniels. So I don't know what we're gonna get out of Jayden. I'm hoping Jayden is great for us. He did have 2 touchdowns that game. One of the touchdowns was kind of after it was being blown out, but he did get it. But now, luckily or unluckily, I guess all depends how you look at it. We are playing against probably the worst team in football, is the Giants, who looked like the worst team in football last week. Probably next to Carolina. Daniels, New Yorkers are just tired of him. Like I said, that contract was horrible. I don't know why they believed in Daniels. But now we get to face him, and hopefully it's like, we gotta get a win. Like, we have to win this game. We can't lose against this team that's everybody's just laughing at. But thing is, Daniels has always done well against us. This is always we always give him hope. And those people who like Giants a little hope. Because it's like, okay, get Daniels look good this game. But then he suck afterwards. Because you realize, it was just Washington. It was just Washington doing that. So I'm like, yeah, we gotta win this game. This is something like the decider for Washington. And like, hey, are we gonna be very, very horrible this year, or we're gonna have like a chance to at least look decent? Like, I'm not saying we're gonna be playoffs or anything. I just want to be competitive. That's what I want. And thing is, right now you can argue about the first week is that Tampa Bay is a better team. and they just are.
Yeah.
Like that was kind of expected. I mean, I didn't expect us to really win that game, and I think people are really high on our team though. But but that's how it is sometimes in these seasons, especially like when you got a lot of unknowns, and then you got the second pick. You're just expecting a lot, and you probably too high expectations probably a little too high for some people. Well, me, I had no idea because, like I said, I didn't watch none of this stuff. I just knew we got Daniels. I mean, Jayden Daniels, from LSU, like second pick. That's all I knew. I didn't know who, like what other players we got. Technically, I still don't know because I wasn't paying attention to the names when I was looking on the field. So like I was kind of just average looking, but I just saw how we would get our asses kicked. So I was like, oh well, I kind of wasn't paying attention much. But yeah, I mean, I hope we win this game against the Giants, and yeah, I'll see. Because if we lose this, I'm saying like, okay, we're gonna suck hard this year, and hopefully we do really, really bad, so we can get another top pick to help our future quarterback. Some more. So that's how I see it. But anyway, other than that, what other news is there? I know Dak is now the highest paid NFL player ever, Dak Prescott for the Cowboys. Wow. And it's interesting. I think there's some reason for that. Like, it's not just as simple that, oh no, Cowboys are overpaying him. There's some other logistics shit. Some people always said like it'd be more expensive to not pay him. I don't.
Man, I wish I had that problem.
Yeah, I don't get that, but I also didn't care enough to even look that up. So I'm just gonna go with the whole thing of like, oh, they're stupid. They're stupid to pay this guy because this guy has only won 2 playoff games for them, and then he has never won a MVP.
Yeah,
and like it's like, what the hell are you paying this guy so much money for? Like, who has done really nothing for you guys? I mean, he beat teams that he's supposed to beat.
Right,
I'll give you that. That's what he does. But when there's ever like big time competition, they ain't there to show up. So, but anyway, I mean, hey, good for him though. Good for him getting that money. Yeah, get paid, man.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, I mean, I gotta go through all the list of all the teams I played. So I know the Ravens are playing a team this Sunday. Is it the Bengals?
That does sound right. Let me see. Ravens.
No. The
Raiders.
Bengals are playing Kansas City.
Raiders tomorrow.
Yeah, they're playing the Raiders. Oh, that should be a win. Well, put it like this: if y'all lose that game, that is definitely like people gonna be in panic mode, probably. When they probably shouldn't. Because still, this is like preseason. Like, because these guys, like, more so than ever before, people are not playing any starters in their preseason games, and so it feels like it's preseason in the first week.
Yeah, you gotta warm back up.
Or the first month maybe for some people. You just gotta hope that you can just steal some wins these early months, and then also there's a lot more young quarterbacks. There's a lot back in the day, man, you get a rookie quarterback, he might not even play the first year. Sometimes they don't play to the second year.
Yeah.
Some people play third.
Feels kind of crazy.
And then now they just put them in there.
Yeah.
It was like, get feasted, basically. So it's just like these guys are just learning, because they say this is like the least amount of touchdowns, like passing touchdowns, since what the 70s it said, and like I'm like, wow, with the way the NFL does the rules with offense, it's supposed to be the height.
Yeah, you'd think
like people supposed to score. But that's in the first week. Like, this never been in the first week, and that's those are some of the reasons. So it's like, okay, so yeah, it's gonna, and so the idea is that they're gonna start scoring later on, because of like people gonna warm up, And of course, the officials are going to do some things too. Yeah. So that first week, yeah, they're just getting their feet wet for a lot of people. Um, so yeah, NFL is in full swing. So everybody's loving it. This was the most watched week of football, like for the first week of football ever.
Oh wow!
Apparently, so like it's just amazing. Like the NFL is getting like actually more popular. Like I thought it was at a peak at one point.
It's because they're going worldwide, Dominic.
Because they're going down. Yeah, yeah. Because I read the rate's gone down, but it was still great. It wasn't like it was like down like you were just like, oh, you were like, this is horrible. But it's just getting higher again. Yeah. So I'm like, wow, it's just what the hell? So I thought the whole idea was that, hey, other people got other things to do, so that it's not going to be as high as it used to be. But apparently, still, I mean, more people are watching. But I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Like maybe I don't know what that is. Like, what's the what has caused this? What has caused like the NFL to just go up in popularity for the last few years? Like that's really high because especially with the MAGA, well, not to say MAGA, but people who don't, because it's actually, I mean, it's them, but it's still some people, even I'll probably say the liberals who didn't like the whole kneeling for the flag thing.
The Patriots, as you call them, Dom.
What'd you say?
The Patriots, as you call them.
Yeah, the Patriots. Yeah, they were all mad about the freaking kneeling for flag. They said it's a woke, and they're not going to watch NFL anymore. Yep. So I'm like, oh, what happened? And I remember seeing those articles too, saying like how, oh look, the ratings down. The ratings, it's like we're not watching. So I'm like, so what happened here? What changed?
We forgot about that. They kept Kaepernick out of the league. They shut him down. No, they know they support it. The NFL supports us. Our causes.
Anyway, what else we got? So that's it. Yeah, for sports. What else? You got any wrestling news?
The All In was last week for AEW. It sounds like it was a pretty good show. There were I've seen most of the highlights at this point. I haven't actually seen the show itself, but Bryan Danielson did retain the title, but then Jon Moxley came back, who was part of the same crew, Blackpool Combat Club. But he turned on him and choked him out with a plastic bag, Dominic. There was some murder going on this wrestling show. And then Swerve lost to Hangman in the lights out, unsanctioned cage match after getting a syringe shoved in his mouth and then get hit in the head with the chair. So they definitely seemingly kind of upped the violence from the last time that they had met each other. And then
that's good. Yeah, violence is good.
Violence is good. I don't know. For me, it's starting to get a little too much.
Oh God, dang. Okay, fine. And they just start hugging each other.
They should just hugs all around, bear hugs. It's safe for everybody. Now, but this was the first week of SmackDown on USA. I think I had previously said that was further out, but it was that. And then I think in the next week or so is when NXT goes to the CW. And then it's not until the end of the beginning of next year. Or no, now I'm just going to be saying wrong stuff. I think it is the beginning of next year when Raw goes to Netflix, because they actually announced that they're going to be moving to 2-hour only Raws going forward. At least through the end of the year, I should say. I don't know what their plan is for Netflix. I honestly wouldn't be surprised if they continued on that trend, if they're not like beholden to advertisers in the same way that they previously were. It sounded like that was, because I guess I don't know if it's on Netflix. I don't know if they're going to have traditional commercial breaks, in the same way. So if they don't have those, then I could see them moving to a 2-hour program. which I think a lot of people will be happy with. I mean, obviously, when Raw was really bad, you obviously don't want 3 hours of really bad television, so people were obviously complaining then. And I think people are still would be happier if they moved to 2 hours, even with the program being a lot better nowadays. But last night on SmackDown, Cody did have a cage match against Solo Sikoa. It seemed like that match may have just kind of ended in a no contest, or or Cody won based on interference or something like that, because the Bloodline climbed in the cage and attacked him. Eventually, Roman Reigns came back to help him out, and now they are doing a tag team match with Cody and Roman versus Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu, the Bloodline, at Bad Blood, their next pay-per-view. So that should be interesting, two former enemies, partnering up and coming together. We'll see if they actually win or not, or if we start to see The Rock come back soon and get that back into the swing of things, because it is, getting to be the end of the year, and WrestleMania is going to come back up real quick. Also, Royal Rumble will come back up real quick, so could be a matter of them setting something up for Royal Rumble, or it could be a matter of them waiting until the Royal Rumble to actually do their kind of kickoff of whatever grand story they will be telling. But should be fun. That's wrestling.
All right. Hey, I was just looking at some of this indie show from because IGN has an indie show going on, and it looks like this might be like day 3 or something. So this must have been going on for a few days, and I think let me see. Let me just make sure. Yeah, it says day 3. This indie game. I just see this guy just beat up, like it's like a pixelated top-down look, where it's like a horde of women in like wedding dresses just going running against this guy. He's just beating them off, beating them up, and then
not beating them off, Dominic.
Yeah, because it says I think the title is "Fight for Singleship." Like you're trying to be, I guess they're trying to marry you, and you're. Because it says something like, I just want to play video games. And it's like so yeah, you just gotta beat all these women in wedding dresses, and then you got different like stages, because one is like either like an island or something, or like they got like military outfits on, but it still got a wedding dress, under it. So you still see like the wedding dress under them, and you fight them off. It just seems crazy. It's and I guess it's like a high score for how many you beat him up. But I don't know what you're swinging. I don't know what he's swinging like at him exactly. But that's an interesting game.
That is quite the
now
concept.
I'm seeing this cat shooter, like this cat. It's called Starlight Sea cats, like like Galaga or something like that. Or like one of those, those shooters, those space shooters. And see, I already don't like it because it's cats. So it's like, well, you just ruined it. I mean, I swear, man, cats in these video gamers. See, that's just telling me like, y'all super lazy, because y'all the stereotype. You are literally the stereotype, because they're always saying like gamers are like lazy and stuff like that. But then you got cats, and that is the lazy man's pet, because you don't have to take them out to walk or anything, and you probably don't clean them because they just clean themselves stuff. So it's so much less work than a dog, and that's why I say like. And then they're not loyal. They're not loyal. Y'all say they are, though.
Absolutely.
Y'all say like, no, they love me. I say no, they don't.
They love me by giving me the side eye. They wouldn't give you the side eye the same way they give me the side eye.
Yeah, and they do things when they want to do it. Like you can't force, like you can't tell them to do it. Like that dog will die. The dog could be dying, but you say come here, he will come. He will try his best to get to you.
You turn the dog memes on, Dominic. These cat memes are ruining the internet.
That dog would, if you're in trouble, that dog would do his best to save you. He will sacrifice himself. The cat will never.
He'll be like, well, I guess I gotta go outside now to get food somehow.
All right, let's see here what we got. All right, so I guess we get to what we're watching, and none of us has watched anything.
Yeah,
I still didn't watch
nothing
The
to
Rings
talk
of
about.
Power.
No.
Even though it came back, I haven't started watching that again. The Old Man is back on. That was the one with Jeff Bridges, John Lithgow starring in them.
Okay.
The second season started. I haven't started watching that again.
Mm.
But yeah, I'm glad. So at least I have something to watch because I was just thinking like, man, what the fuck I'm going to watch?
Yeah.
And I mean, I know you. I was even thinking about you because I was like, what freaking Disney Plus shit is out there for Daniel to watch? You can just tell me about so I know not to watch.
Inside Out 2's coming out soon. I've been watching Abbott Elementary, the third season that's been on. That's on Max now, and I watched the first two seasons like I don't know a year or two ago. That show's cute.
Yeah. Come on,
That
Daniel.
show's
Why did you
poignant.
say cute? God,
What do you want me to say, dog?
Get the fuck out of here, Daniel. It's funny. Oh God, damn,
Yeah, it's funny.
fucking cute. Nah, I ain't watching that show no more. Call it cute. Anyway, what is like is My Little Pony some shit, man? What the fuck, man?
Oh, My Little Pony, that show's funny. I don't know if you've seen that.
Yeah. What was I about to say? Damn, you made me forget what I was about to do. I damn say. About some it's about a show. Oh yeah, like what? Oh, you say Inside Out too. I don't know if I want to see that though.
Yeah.
Like that show could be that movie could be great. It could honestly be great. I just don't care about it that much, man. I mean, I like the first one.
Mm.
I like the first one. It was good, and I think I'm good. I think I just want something new.
Yeah.
What we seen from what was that D3 or whatever they showed off all those trailers.
Yeah.
Yeah, D23. Yeah.
It's not a lot.
D3 is the
new.
publisher. That's that publisher guy. That did that Sector game, whatever it was.
Dark Sector.
Dark Sector. Yeah, Dark Sector. Yeah. Yeah, they all these freaking sequels from like these movies, man. I mean, sequels or whatever, like 5
spin-offs
like the Toy
or
Story.
live actions or
It's ridiculous, and I'm like, that's why I said, yo, it's like, dude, you might as well just have AI do this because they could have done this. Like y'all pay, like you know what?
Here's the secret, Dominic, and they are.
I'm totally against. Now I am for AI. I'm like, you know what? Because if you're going to do shit like this with humans, like doing these, that's supposed to be doing these ideas and writing these scripts for these movies or sequels, I don't give a fuck. You might as well have a robot do it then. I don't care about them because the whole idea is that I'm not just talking about job, I want something like creative.
Yeah.
I was like, I'll give the human element because the AI, supposedly, is just taking things that have been done, but it kind of just make it its own.
Yeah.
But it's a combination of things that have
Existing
been done.
things, yeah.
But it seems like that's happening anyway. So what the hell did I don't even care about the human element anymore. Like especially with Disney. Like, because you already got a monopoly over most of all this shit. So I'm like, man, fuck you. I'm like, God damn. It's like, it just makes you like, I don't even care. I don't even care. I just don't care about the movies. It's like, I'm not gonna be up here like people who are just like arguing and saying like it's woke and stuff. I'm just saying, like, fuck it. I just don't even care. I don't care if it's great. That shit could come out and say, hey, but what if it's really good? It could have been good, something new. But it's literally just the same shit. Like, yeah, I mean, Incredibles 3, it's like, yeah, I want that. But you know what? They took forever with 2, and which is actually now I'm thinking about it, it's like, yeah, you know what? That's probably pretty good that they did that then. Because there's a whole lot of new stuff that came in between.
Yeah.
Creative stuff. Instead of just doing a whole bunch. And now, I think that's out the door. That's just out the door.
Yeah, it definitely seems like the original ideas are definitely being outbalanced by the sequels.
I used to give Pixar
evolutions.
credit for that over DreamWorks.
Oh yeah.
But now I I would say they're the same. I still think they're like overall like their movies are still better,
Yeah. But the mentality is definitely changed quite a bit. Yeah.
Yeah. They should have took out that sex offender or whatever he is, the Lasseter.
Yeah, John Lasseter.
It should have took out Lasseter. So what? He grabbed somebody's titties or something, man.
Jesus
But he
Christ.
kept it real.
Kept it real. Oh no.
He has like,
Apparently,
but
he found out keeping it real goes wrong.
He was the creative master. So I got stopped. Nah, that shit was still going that way. That was going that way when he was there.
Oh, yeah.
Where I'm at here. Okay, so I guess we just get to what we were playing.
Yeah.
So, so I played some Lollipop Chainsaw that released this week, and I never played it before. I remember seeing it back in the 360 days and PS3 days and that game, and I was not really like super interested because I forgot what the reviews were for it. They were just kind of
Pretty
middling or something like that. Yeah, and so but then like as years go by, I was like, this is like a crazy stupid game. I wouldn't mind trying it, but there's nowhere to try that. And since it's so old, it was like, if you want to buy, someone's probably selling for a lot of money. And I wasn't going to hook up my 360 again anyway, and it wasn't on PC.
Yeah.
So I remember we mentioned that years ago. It's like, hey man, they should just redo Lollipop Chainsaw and shit like that. And there you go. They did do that. After playing like the first stages, I think I got to like the second chapter, and like after she cut her boyfriend's head off because the boyfriend got bit by a zombie. Yeah, okay. If you don't know what this game is, the premise is that you're just cheerleader who is a zombie hunter, and there's been a zombie infection that happened in the city, like all throughout, and now you're out there. You try to save your boyfriend. He gets bit by a zombie. You do some type of magic spell or whatever that can keep him alive, but you had to cut his head off because you didn't want the infection to go to his brain.
Yeah.
So he is alive, but he's just a head. And thing is, at some points in the game, you can attach his head to these headless bodies for you could do some special things. I only done it one time because I'm still at the very beginning. So it's just like basically showing that, this is what you do with the boyfriend. But it's a game that's similar to like a Devil May Cry or a Bayonetta as far as like combat. Not as good though as those games though. But it's all right for me. It's fine. Yeah. But it's not as far as like actual like the gameplay and how intuitive it is. It's nowhere on the level of Devil May Cry or Bayonetta. But it's simple. The combat is pretty simple. They got the tutorial to teach you. I do like the dialogue. It's funny because it's stupid funny and crazy how she talks. She's like almost like a ditzy like cheerleader girl or whatever, and then the boyfriend be talking while she has to his head is hooked up to like her skirt, I guess, like almost like a keychain.
Yeah.
And he just be saying some crazy things, and then it's like you fighting like these zombies that were your classmates or teachers. Like one time you see a teacher and he was like, "Oh, that's Mr. Whoever," and it's like he gave me a D, kick his ass. So far, I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it. It's all right. Now, for the PC, I don't know if they're gonna put a patch in, but as of right now, it's not a patch. Unless that happens exactly today, because I didn't play the game. There a patch to actually change the settings, like the graphic settings, because you can't do that. The only thing you can do is change the display, which like either like 1080p or whatever resolution you want to be on. But because I started playing it was like kind of slow, so I was thinking like, oh man, is this really not optimized? like for my PC, my old potato PC. I mean, because it doesn't look that great, but then again, it couldn't be optimized right. But then I looked online and saw like other people were saying it was running like 30 frames per second for them and stuff like that. And you know how the internet is with their 30 frames, man. That is awful. It hurts your eyes and make your brain blow up. But they somebody said, yeah, if you go into any like the actual like you have to go and to set it like to physically go into the game and actually change like the settings there, like to change the numbers,
the text
like
file.
Yeah. And I was like, damn, man, that's freaking crazy. And then once I did that, game started running smoothly for me. Well, like it definitely ran better.
Yeah.
I mean, it's also that see for me, I can't really tell. It was like, oh, it's this little stutter, which it wasn't much. Is it because of the game or is it because of my PC? So I can't judge it like that. But it's running a whole lot smoother. So I was like, oh, it's fine. Now, you know, I didn't look at it compared to the old game because I don't know if this is a remake or just kind of up-res, honestly. I can't tell.
It doesn't look great from the video that I've seen. So, like, I would imagine this basically just kind of an up-res.
Oh, okay. I mean, it looks fine to me. I mean, it looked like a 360 game to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't look as good as, like, Devil May Cry or Bayonetta when it was on 360, but also I didn't think it was that big a studio doing this game, I mean, compared to those either. So yeah, I mean, it looks like, to me, graphically, it looks all right. I do like it's really colorful and everything, and if anybody who's really into, you know, the girl and anything, like seeing, you know, girl in short skirts, and they got outfits too to change to make her even look more
definitely some more provocative ones,
stuff like that. Yeah, you know, so yeah, it's really good. Like the teenage boy in me is very happy.
Yeah, this has James Gunn written all over it. Yeah.
yeah. You said James Gunn, he produced this game or something.
Yeah, I think he may have even written it.
Oh, okay. So yeah, so is this me? I know he written it, but is it? Who made this game? Is it Japanese or American?
It was Japanese. It was Suda51.
Okay.
Who did? I forget what title specifically, but like, you know, he's a familiar name. And Killer 7, No More Heroes.
That's
where it was.
So yeah, man, Lollipop Chainsaw is out there. I don't know how much it costs. Even though I should, but
better not be more than $40, and that's me being generous. It should be $30.
Wow. Oh, they're showing initial release date.
It's $40.49 on Steam right now with 10% off, so $50. Or $45.
Right. Let's say 45. Yeah,
that's weird.
All right. That's I was hoping like 30, but no, you know what? No, it's the it's because of the economy, Daniel. Yep. That's why the things gotta go up.
Yep.
And well, if you use inflation, Daniel,
this is the cheapest this video game has ever been.
Yeah, it would actually be like $1 billion.
Yeah.
Stop. Yeah, it's all right. I don't know if it's worth that price, but I mean. If you're into that type of game, it probably won't matter. I mean, maybe just you just like that. You love playing as sexy young girls, and well, actually, she's 18.
Of course,
it's legal.
I mean, obviously.
Because it's her 18th birthday during this game.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
Yep, it's her 18th birthday. Because even the boyfriend, when he got bitten by the zombie, he was like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I ruined your birthday." What a nice boyfriend.
Consider it, yes.
Anyway, what else I played? I played some Hades 2 also, man. The early access of Hades 2. So, like the changes in this game. Of course, you're playing as a woman, and I don't know exactly who she is based on the game. Like the game, I don't know who she is to the previous character. I think that's maybe his sister.
I think it's supposed to be his sister. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, that's what it seemed like. So I was like, I don't know, it was a daughter. But then again, because like the way the Greek gods age is like you can't tell.
Right. Yeah.
So anyway, the combat like is if you play that game, like you play the first game, you can easily get into this one. There are some changes to that, which I wish I could tell you, but I didn't play the game for like over almost 3 weeks, and I totally forgot what those changes are. But yeah, and let me see.
This time it's sexier.
Like, yeah, well, you playing as woman, I guess that's like a bad thing. So
this time Hades 2 was woker. Is that what you're saying?
Use some points for that, for not having a penis. But let's see. Oh man, this just doesn't really go into what the actual changes are. I know you get new powers, you see new gods talking to you. Yeah, I'll come back to it because I haven't played it in a while. I was supposed to have talked about it like a couple weeks ago, but I just totally forgot about it. But I will say this: I did enjoy it. Like I really enjoyed it. It's the story was really interesting. The voice acting was good.
Oh wow, it's even got that stuff in it already. Because this is still, early access. I mean, I know I've seen people talk about that it's been relatively fully featured, but I didn't realize that it's pretty close. Sounds like.
I just don't know what the release date is for this. Really, I don't think they really have one.
No.
Like official like, hey, this is the day it's going to be out. Yeah, so
it's gonna be a Switch 2 launch title, Dominic.
But yeah, man, it's good. I mean, I really like it, and it does feel like a 2.
Yeah.
Like to me, it feels like this is a sequel to this game. But yeah, like to me, I almost feel like if you're waiting for like, because you're thinking like, yeah, it's early access, so it's just probably not enough there. It's a lot there, man. Like if you really want to get it now, I don't think you'll regret it. Because even if you stop playing and then you wait for some months, they probably update it a whole lot and you can come back to it or whatever. I mean, hell, they do that with games that's supposed to be out. So it's like they're nice enough to call it early access. They can easily just call it and say, hey, this is the game, man. And then we just update shit as time go on. Because people do that with games anyway, right? I mean, even the ones that's supposed to be like officially out. But yeah, man. I was waiting for this game, but then like I had totally forgot. About the game at one point because I was like, oh yeah, that is out for early access. Like I don't have to just wait, and I was just reading what people thought about it, and that's these people. Hey, like you said, it's like fully featured. So I was like, hey, I'll just go ahead and give it a try. What else have I played? Oh yeah, so I've been playing Trails. I've been playing some more Trails through Breakthrough. I forgot the fucking subtitle for that thing is. The latest Trails. The latest Trails games in the US. The US version anyway. The latest Trails game. And that I'm still going through that. Oh, I'm at I'm at a location where it feels like it's more like Arab like.
Interesting.
Part of this country, which is like I said, this country is almost like it feels like Eastern, like it feels like Asia, like Asian, basically. So it has all of Asia, of course it has like Japanese, Chinese, which I already been through, and like generally I think white is still like the main population, but it's a lot of immigrants. So because this country kind of borders those countries. Their version of those kind of countries. So you got the East Asia, and you even got West Asian, which is like where I'm at now, basically with like kind of the Saudi Arabia looking areas. I see a bunch of Latins and Jasmines around, Daniel. So yeah, well, I ain't call them sand people, Daniel.
I just said I didn't say oh God.
Oh.
But now
okay.
I'm saying oh God.
Oh, yeah, no.
Oh, Allah.
I'm just joking, but yeah, because it's like a big desert area. You got camels and stuff like that, and because there's some movie festival happening here. And like, so you got a lot of people from out of town, which including me, but I'm going there because look like something's going on there.
I'm here for
that I'm
hero
supposed to be watching out
purposes, not movies.
Yes. Well, hero purposes, but technically I'm working because I'm a what they call a spriggan, which it actually means something because I heard that term before.
Okay.
It's almost what's it called? I'm almost like a hired gun, not a hired gun. Damn it! What's the word I'm looking for? I forgot what the word I'm trying to say. Hold on. Spriggan, including mythological creature, a secret agent. Well, that's what the fuck it is. I ain't no damn secret agent. Because I damn sure ain't keeping it a secret.
It's just a bad one.
Like someone who someone you just hired to get shit done. I don't know what
like a mercenary.
Come on, man. Mercenary, like someone like a mercenary, something like a mercenary, but not. Yeah, I do. I think I think I kind of do like some mercenary work too. Yeah, it's almost like a mercenary in that way. Except for I don't do like killing and something. I don't kill people, and I'll kill monsters, but I won't kill people. But I will do some stuff that's kind of in the gray area shit, because that's what I always say.
Military profiteer.
Yeah, yeah. I'll do. Yeah, but I choose the guy because of course, the guy he's not totally into. He kind of toes the line, but he never really crosses it to really get people to get hurt. I call him a pussy for that. So I was like, oh, come on, it's like you guys like the money. But yeah, but you know what? I could tell what's the like either the writers or the developers. I don't know, like what their thinking is in certain aspects of like society, because like this girl was, well, actually I don't know. I think they do a good job of keeping it not keeping it one-sided. But I don't know, I just felt like, because this girl was stealing, like this little girl, she was stealing food and stuff, so you had to go catch her. But she had a but as you were talking, like some people said, I feel bad, I want to, even though she's doing something wrong, but she's just hungry and stuff like that. But then like one of the guys on your team, like he was saying, but she is said yeah, but she's taking your profit, stuff like that. But it's like, she ain't taking much, dude. Like, it's one little girl. And like, she ain't really doing much. But like, I ended up helping her, or whatever, and stuff like that. But then it was like the guy doing selling bootleg stuff, and he was, but this particular guy selling bootleg, he tells you it's bootleg, but like, he's not lying to you. But he knows that people, they want something that looks like the real thing without paying for it.
Right.
So, I mean, people,
that.
I mean, people do that. So, but then the guy, like, you say, oh, so you trying to make it sound like you sound like doing nothing wrong. And then the guy said, yeah, but you're still hurting the people who really did make this stuff and worked hard on it. I was like, bullshit. I was like, get the fuck out of here, you're fucking high horse. Like how these people weren't going to buy that. Was going to buy the original product because they couldn't afford it. It was like that's bullshit. They're not losing anything. They're not losing a goddamn thing from those people, because they were never going to afford to buy those the original product, like pocketbooks or whatever the hell that man was selling.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, get the fuck out of here and try to make it like, oh yeah, but you're still hurting. It's like, get the fuck out of here with that shit. They ain't hurting nobody. It's like, those things they are not losing out to those people, because these people are nowhere going to buy that. I say, no, get the hell out of here, man. But anyway, yeah, man. This game, I really am enjoying it. It's got a lot. Yeah, it's really it's done somewhat differently than the other ones. In that, like I am, like you see in these new locations, like these people, like I never seen these people before. Like I never seen anybody from this area, like that looks Arabic or something in the game before. So this is totally new. Like I have seen people look like they're Asian because they would say like, "Hey, I'm from Caliver," or whatever country that's supposed to be near Caliver, that's supposed to be like the Asian. They say, "Hey, yeah, I'm from this area." Or like, because of that Crossbell, they have a section that's like a Chinatown or
Right.
Japanese town or whatever you want to call it, town in that area. But like, yeah, this is the first time actually seeing people who actually is Arabic and it's like the desert, and they have they even have those people. What's those dancers called? Uh, they call I don't know what they called, but they look like Jasmine. They look like Jasmine, and they're dancing. They're belly dancing.
Belly dancer, yeah.
yeah, belly dancing. These belly dancer girls there. And I had to protect them, Daniel, because they were your people. Getting a little rough with them. Your people tourists. Yeah, they actually say white. This is also the first game.
Oh, this game is woke, Dom, and I kind of like it.
They actually call it a race.
Trying to replace me.
Daniel, I was just thinking everybody was just like, I guess he's just all Japanese, but different. Yeah. Like these are European Japanese people, and these are like, no. I'm guessing. Oh, so I was playing a white dude then in these other games. Okay, now it makes all sense. To say, wow. So now I'm confused because y'all tell me those anime looks are supposed to be Japanese. They all look. I don't. This now you confusing me. But no, they actually do make their eyes a little. It's not really. I want to say slant, but you could tell it's a difference. It's a difference between those people and the white people.
Those people.
And I was like, I was surprised. I was like, wow, they really actually say race in here. In this game. Yep, it has become woke, Daniel. That now some fans are probably like, oh God, I hate this game.
Can't be removed.
What's that company called?
Oh, that does Sweet Baby.
Sweet Baby Inc. got into the game, Daniel.
Yeah. They flew all the way over to Japan. We thought Japan wasn't going to let them in. And then Stellar Blade came out. They censored the boobies or whatever.
All right. Also, I played some more of the PlayStation emulator. I actually played some X-Men Legends.
Nice.
Like, I was thinking about that game. It's like, oh, yeah. I said X-Men Legends. Because you really cannot play that game anywhere else. Because it was never released on PC. It was never released again. Yeah.
Yeah.
So like that was the first game of all like before Marvel Ultimate Alliance, and this was like this was Activision. You know, this is back Activision was making a whole lot of games.
They weren't just making Call of Duty. There used to be a time,
and they were losing licenses actually for really making good games, and because this came out the same. No, actually, I don't know what came out for. No, I mean, I know this came out first, but I'm trying to think when that Justice League one came out. Did it come out during X-Men Legends, or did it come out during X-Men Legends 2?
Yeah, I don't remember.
I forget. Yeah, see, I forget. But anyway, X-Men Legends, I mean, it's this basically almost Diablo-ish, like an RPG like of the X-Men game. And yeah, my friend had gotten it, and I remember playing it, and I was like, man, I like this game. And it's fully voice acted. Well, only certain parts you have to read. It's like only certain parts, but a lot of it is voice acted. And it deals with I forgot what the first one. The first one deals with, I know Magneto's like the main bad guy. The second one was Apocalypse. Yeah. Magneto's like the main bad guy in this one, so it's dealing with that. And I was at the very beginning, so I finished the stage where I fought Blob at the end. And it was 2-player game. Like you can play with 2 players.
Yeah.
I don't know if the first game had it where you could do multi-tap with 4 players. I'm not sure. I don't think so, actually, because when I was playing single player, you can't play with a second character until a certain point of the game.
Gotcha.
But yeah, man, and I was like, man, this is memories, and darn, how this ended. And then I was thinking about, like, darn, Ultimate Online 3 did come out for the Switch.
Yeah.
Years ago, but it's just on the Switch. Like,
Yep.
they never did, and that's sad.
Hopefully
That's
it runs
freaking
better on the
sad.
Switch too.
What'd you say?
Hopefully it runs better on the Switch too.
You said hopefully it runs better on the Switch.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
On the Switch too.
Oh, the Switch 2. Oh,
Yeah.
Switch. I thought you mean also. I was really confused. Oh, okay. Yeah, Switch 2. Yeah.
Hopefully. Because I heard that there were some performance issues with that
Oh,
version.
yeah. I definitely heard that too. Yeah, so that's all I really played. I mean, I played a little bit more Frostpunk.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, I don't know if you can actually get another location. I think you can
really?
just find other places where you can trade or find places where you can get some more resources. So now I really got to fix my... I know this for the first time I had to turn away people who was looking for places to stay. So I was like, I ain't got no room. I said, yo, dude, I ain't got no room here.
Closing your
for
borders,
y'all.
Dom. I gotta see how it is.
Yeah, I have no room in this crater
Nah,
area.
you gotta
like,
invite them in and then eventually eat them, Dominic. That's how you get more meat. What are you talking about?
Well, yeah. I mean, they could, because they'll show like, hey, these people are homeless, and I guess they'll just live homeless, but that will raise discontent, Daniel, and I didn't want to raise
they
no more
won't
discontent.
know. Nobody will know.
And then, oh yeah, because I finally got out those people who were trying to get people to be Londoners. I stopped those people because I got my religious people to go after them.
It's not the state going after them; it's the church. They just told them they're sinners, and they left.
Even though and then eventually they became all freaking cowards when they said like, "Oh, I don't think we should do any more." I forgot what it was. It was something where
no more
somebody did a
crucifixions.
crime, not crucifixions, but they do a crime and I guess they guess they beat them or something. I don't know how they do it, but they said
chop the finger off.
I said fine, don't do it, you freaking cowards. Said, but if discontent raises again, though, man, I'm gonna have your heads too.
You're all going to that new jail I built.
Yeah. All right. So what have you been playing?
All right. So I've been playing more Astrobot. I'm pretty close to the end. I think I'm in the last world, I believe, because I've got 230 something Astrobots of the 300 that you can collect, and I've been trying to get all of them in the first playthrough of the level, but I'm definitely starting to get to levels that are a little more challenging, especially in the finding the extra stuff kind of aspect, not so much the completing the level. For the most part, the completing the level stuff has been not too bad. There's still those challenge levels that are based around the buttons. Some of those have been a little hard, but I don't think I've seen any of them that have really been as hard as the ones that I was struggling with before recording last week. Game's still really good. It's not... Later on, it doesn't feel like that variety that they have early on of different powers and everything is really there. Like a lot of the kind of power-ups that you see early on in the game, it doesn't seem like I'm really getting them back as often. I've gotten to the point where I get this chicken backpack that shoots you straight up in the air. Kind of like a rocket, and I feel like I've seen that more than I've seen any of the other ones. There was only really I think one level where I used that monkey backpack, which some people had problem with, so I could see why that was maybe one they used minimally. And then even the frog gloves with the extendy arm style punching, I feel like there were a couple of levels for that early on. But I haven't really seen them revisited. I would have liked to see that stuff spread out a little more, maybe. The diversity of environments is still there. There's still plenty of creativity there. But as far as the power-ups go, it feels like those have been sort of limited. But that game's still really awesome. There's a new Rugrats game that came out this week, and it is free on the Epic Store. And so it's a game that was designed around the NES. Like, it is a game that was physically programmed for the NES, and you can even find in the directory a ROM file for it and then play it through an NES emulator if you wanted to. But then they also did this like HD version over the top of that. So it's still the backbone of the NES game, and then just updated visuals, much in the way that they did like the Dragon Boy series. Visually, it looks okay. The characters are very big sprites in the HD version, but the backgrounds are very much kind of blurry, and that has to do with the fact that they're zooming in to make the game widescreen, which feels really silly. I mean, it's definitely a choice that they made. And some of it is just visually kind of hard to read, like what is something that you can jump on and what is something you cannot. But you definitely, like, with the context of it being an NES game, it definitely starts to make a lot more sense, because like you're going from screen to screen, like each jumping area is just one screen, then you reach the edge and you go off and it loads up the next one. Because initially I'd forgotten about all the like NES aspects of it and was just coming into this like, oh, the Rugrats, you know, with pretty good looking visuals. So that made a lot more sense. And then switching into that 8-bit style, it was definitely a lot more legible. You could read a lot more of the environment and what to do in it. The first level was very basic, rudimentary. It felt like it was just like, getting you sort of familiar with the controls, which is effectively just jump and pick up stuff. It very much has a Super Mario 2 vibe to it. You've got, at least initially, you can play as one of the 4 kids, Tommy, Chucky, Phil, and Lil. And then they all have different stats with the jump and the throw. So like Chucky is a 4-star jumper but 0 throw, and Lil is a 3-star and a 1-star, and then Tommy's, you know, like right on the in between. Yeah, so the first level was like, whatever, I'm just, you know, seemingly experiencing what this game has to offer. And then going into the second level that I chose, because after that it opens up and says like, hey, you can choose any of these levels around the house. I went into this like Dream World one, and it just did not make any sense as to where I was supposed to go. Like sometimes I was going left, sometimes I was going right. But like then I would just come to a dead end, and then I could backtrack, but it didn't seem like that was the right way to go. And I wasn't quite sure about my jumps, like if I was able to jump far enough to get to a platform I could see or not. So I was just kind of having a miserable time with that. I eventually quit out of that level and ended up going to a different level, which was equally fine as the first one, but this game is really doing kind of nothing for me. The Rugrats aesthetic is there. They're using it well enough. I was never a big fan of the Rugrats, to be honest with you. Like there were some episodes I liked more than others, but for the most part, those characters really, I didn't like them. It was kind of funny. My daughter was watching me play, and I switched to Tommy because I died. You know, there's different levels of like difficulty, and if you choose like the middle difficulty, you can switch between the babies, and they have their own individual health bars. So like if one of them dies, you can swap out to another one. But I swapped to Tommy, and she's like, "Oh, you're playing as the ugly baby." I was like, "Man, that's really rude." But also like, man, these characters were definitely ugly. Yeah, so I don't know. Is a free thing that is available on the Epic Store. I'm not entirely sure for how long. Usually those games are about a week. so it might still be available by the time you're listening to this. It might be worth checking out, and the kind of gimmick of it being an an NES game that you can pull the ROM out of and throw it in an emulator. That's kind of neat and maybe a better way to play this. But because it doesn't have the nostalgia factor of being one of those actually old games, it's hard to overlook a lot of the difficulties I think that game has, that it struggles with because it is an NES based game, So it's a novel concept, but I don't think it's quite doing it. And then the other game that I played is Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection Arcade Classics. I was excited when this was announced because I like those games, even some of the older ones. Just, I love that art style. I miss that art style. And I wanted to revisit these games and, check them out. And I did. I went through and I played, kind of from the beginning on. I played the X-Men Children of the Atom and got my ass kicked immediately in that one. After that, I jumped into the Marvel superheroes, got my ass kicked in that one. X-Men versus Street Fighter. I think I won like one match in that and then got my ass kicked. I actually skipped over Marvel superheroes versus Street Fighter at that point in Marvel versus Capcom 1, just to go to Marvel versus Capcom 2. That's kind of the main star of the show, obviously. And
no, it's not. No, it's not. The main star is the Punisher game.
Oh, well, I mean, it's cool. That's definitely a cool add-on. But honestly, with the way I was struggling with these fighting games, that might be the one that I play the most. That did all right in Marvel vs. Capcom 2. I think I won one or two fights, but then eventually got my ass kicked. I was having trouble pulling off like any moves. The only time I was feeling comfortable, and it kind of made me want to go back to the previous fighting game collection with Darkstalkers, was when I was playing Marvel vs. Capcom 2, when I had Morgan and was using her, and I was able to pull off some of her moves. I tried after Children of the Atom. I went, oh yeah, there's a move list in here, and I started looking at that. But I was still having trouble pulling off anything substantial. I know they've got, or at least it seems like I was using the Xbox controller for this. On the left trigger, they have like a simplified special move thing where if you press that and I think like a direction, you'll do a different type of move, like a button combination move. I didn't know how to tag out though. How do I tag out in this game, Dominic? I felt very stupid not being able to.
I don't. It's I can't remember the button, man, okay. But it's in the game tells you if you hit the pause button.
Oh, okay. I overlooked that. Like, I was able to call them out as assists, but I wasn't able to actually like tag them in. And I couldn't remember if it was like one of those games where it's like, oh, you only use them once you die. But then the other team was tagging out, and I was like, oh man.
The button you hit for assists, try to hold it and see what happens. But either hold it or I think it's I know it's a 2-button thing for tagging. Like if you hit either Y or B or
gotcha
Y or X or I remember it's like a 2-button thing. It was a 2-button, one of those whatever 2-button combination. Yeah. Like if you hit it, they'll tag in.
Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, I'll definitely spend more time with this. I was just kind of dicking around with it this morning.
Because I didn't play that one. Oh, okay. All I played was Children of the Atom and Marvel Superheroes.
Yeah, gotcha.
So like, in that one, I was like, I probably have to re-record because a lot of my gameplay was in the menus. Because I was like,
I've got recordings, but it's just me losing over and over. So I'll definitely, I'll play some more and record that as well. Maybe I'll get my feet under me a little more.
Because I was really just messing with either the filters for what I want the game to look like, because I didn't want the TV look, and I think it was a H something. Well, that was the best for me. Then it was I was also messing with the button layout, because you can set it so you can just use your powers.
Oh, okay.
Like the special moves, but unfortunately, it's like, oh, but I do want to punch too. So it's like, what don't I care about not using anymore? I was just playing around doing that, like seeing what you can do to change the game and stuff like that. Yeah, man. I mean, they had some simple thing. I wish they had a thing where it was like in Marvel vs. Capcom 3, where it's like, hey, this is like the easy mode, or even like the Dragon Ball Z, where it's like, hey, you're always going to use your special powers, hit these buttons, and but you still like, and it was, and it's like an easier way to do that, because I didn't know how to really set it up for it can be well done, like they did in those games. So I probably have to play with that, but yeah, man, I enjoyed it, 'cause especially like with the look of the game, and like, yeah, it's how colorful it was and things, and just the whole, like, Marvel license, and it just so, it was so great at that time, man. 'Cause I just thought it was so awesome to see those games, and I remember my friend like getting those games, and like I remember he had children that had them. And I played that a bit, but mostly it was, I think Marvel Superhero was, X-Men vs. Street Fighter was the one I had played the most before Marvel vs. Capcom. And yeah, I remember that, man. I was like, God, I love that game. But yeah, man, finally having this collection, like we finally got this to come out.
It's awesome.
Happy. Yeah, it finally got there, because that was always things like, hey, can I get I guess it's a license problem, or I don't know. But now it's actually got there. So yay! Now they gotta do the other collection down, Marvel, Capcom 3, and Marvel Infinite. That's the one that everybody really wants.
And Tetsunoku versus Capcom.
Yeah. Did that suck too? I thought that was actually good.
No, that was actually good.
Yeah,
but you can call it like the next gen fighting collection, and then that'll be the one that carries it.
Yeah, that's right, exactly. That would want to, you know what? Because people really like that, but then I guess I don't know what Tetsunoku is, so I was like, I don't know those things, so I was like, darn. I mean, it's probably really good, but it's like, I don't know these characters. It's like I don't know, because I don't watch.
Just that Voltron bird guy. That's the.
I was about to say, it's like this ain't even Dragon Ball Z. So I was like, I don't know what the fuck this shit is. This ain't Shonen. So I don't know
wasn't like Phoenix Wright in there or something? At least he was in there. But that was Capcom. What am I saying? Like,
I was about to say, Phoenix Wright is Capcom. Yeah, he was in there, but he was also in Marvel vs. Capcom 3.
Would they have? They don't even have like Kamen Rider. Yeah, it's literally just that bird guy, and I don't even know where he's from.
Is Speed Racer?
Let's see.
Is Gundam part of that?
No, Gundam's not a part of that. Otherwise, Gundam would be featured very prominently.
Yeah, that was definitely great for the Japanese.
Yeah.
I mean, gameplay wise, if it's just a fighting game, it's fine.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, because you just learn those characters, but it's supposed to be a whole thing of like, oh, I get to play as this character that I know from this show.
Exactly.
Me is pretty much one side. I play as the Capcom, the Capcom characters against this other guy.
All these weird guys with helmets.
Yeah, that man. They got that collection out. So we got two games that came out this week based off, like, basically revamped the older games, like Lollipop Chainsaw, Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection. Is that the only Capcom Fighting Collection? Was there another one?
No, they're doing Fighting Game Collection 2. I don't remember if that has a date or not yet. But
what was that one? Was that what 3?
I think that was like
Street Fighter 3?
Alpha 3 and like a whole bunch of other like kind of more obscure games as well.
yeah. So it's probably like a lot of the alphas in there.
Yeah. Let's say. Oh yeah, that's the one. That's the one with Power Stone and Capcom versus SNK, Project Justice, Street Fighter Alpha 3 Upper, Plasma Sword, which I had no idea. Yeah, games like that.
What about Street Fighter EX?
The
3D Street Fighter.
They'll get there. They'll get there.
That was in a collection though.
Was it? Oh, was it in the Street Fighter collection?
No, not the one I announced, but maybe some other. I don't know if it was in that collection, but I think it was a collection. I'm talking about like in the past.
Oh, okay.
That was in. I remember that being in a collection. The EX. Maybe it was the EX collection. Maybe that's what it was. Maybe it was like because there was like 3 of those games. I think it was 3 of them. I know it was more than one.
Right. Yeah.
Even though my friend said, "Yeah, this one sucked," but he got them because he was such a Street Fighter fan. He still bought them. I was like, wait a minute, I thought you said you suck. Why you get the second one? And he would still play the shit out of it because he used to love Street Fighter, man.
Yeah.
He was really good at it too. What else was there? Is there anything else? Oh, I did play some Astro Bot.
I played
some. I played a little Astro Bot. I played. I didn't play a lot. So I was curious to see could I even play it because I don't have a DualSense.
Right.
So, but it still let me play it.
Yeah.
So
I think they have accessibility stuff in there too. So I don't know how it handles just like acknowledging that you don't have a DualSense, but I know even if you have a DualSense, you can turn all that stuff off and make it work via like the right stick or something like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So so I just played what level I played up to. I think like one of the first stages. I forget what I was. Honestly, I forgot what it was. There's nothing special. I just want to try to see if it worked. I think I actually played more Ratchet and Clank than anything.
Yeah,
on there. Yeah, I played that, and I was looking at what games like in the PlayStation Essentials. Yeah, the PlayStation Store. To find that
difficult.
Took me a while.
Yeah,
it took me a while just to find just those games. I was like, oh, there we go. I said, finally, god damn. So it's like they keep showing me these games I can't get. It's like, okay, this ain't part of Essentials. It's like, it says I have to buy it, or it's part of the
top tier
premium.
Yeah.
So I forgot what game I was looking at. I was like, I want to go ahead and play that, but I actually said like, I'm not gonna try to play any other game until I beat Ratchet and Clank. Mm-hmm. I said I'll beat Ratchet and Clank and then I'll move on. So I won't be playing any other game then on PS5. No, I was joking. No, but yeah, it was working. It was working well when I did it. Like it looked good. Like it
nice.
Wasn't even blurry. Like I remember one time it was like really blurry, but then it got looking good again and just struggling. Yeah. And it didn't do that. So I was like, wow. I forgot what time it was when I was doing that. So maybe I don't know, was it time or I was just lucky.
It's these 6G Wi-Fi adapters or whatever that I got.
Oh yeah, I'm saying this like people know what I'm talking about. Because I'm playing it streaming through my computer to Daniel's system because I don't have a PS5. Yeah. So what I do is sign to his name, streaming it from his console to my PC. All right, so I guess that's it. So I guess we take a quick break. When we get back, we get to the flashback segment.
All right,
and we're back. And now we're flashbacking to 2014. We're flashbacking 10 years ago. And this huge game came out, Destiny, for the PS3 and Xbox 360. And for the PS4 and Xbox One came out. So Destiny, this was the Bungie game when Bungie was their own studio, independent. Because there was nobody who published when they first came out, right?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
Or was it like Activision or something?
I'm saying, when did they? I thought they joined Activision
after
later.
Yeah.
So Destiny. Yeah, this was their first foray, like away from Microsoft since they left Halo to their own story. This is like a multiplayer first person shooter, like online on constantly online game where like not massively. It's not really. I wouldn't really call it massively. It sort of is, but it isn't because it's not like you're going to an open world.
Yeah, it's
and you're with people. It's like it's like you go to a hub world, then you go to different sections.
It's the original live service game.
Yeah, basically live service. Yeah. So and this was huge. I mean, everybody was really anticipating this. I heard a lot of good things about it. Mm-hmm. We both bought it when it first came out. And we did not enjoy it.
No, we did not. No,
we did not enjoy it when it first came out. Like the shooting was great and everything. I mean, gameplay wise, it was fine. Gameplay wise, like for what it is, because
feeling and handling, it was good. Everything else was not.
But it was just that it was enough content there at the beginning.
Yeah,
and not for me anyway. And then when they added. They had the raids and stuff like that, and that's when it was required that you have to be with
the party,
5 other guys. Because has to be 6. I think it was 6 guys, so you have to be with 5 other people. And I was like, wait a minute, and it's not, and I can't just jump in. It's not like a jump in co-op type of game, or even matchmaking. And so I was like, oh, come on. I was like, I don't have 5 other people who play this game. All I had was you. It's like I was like, I don't have anybody else to play this game. So I couldn't even do everything. So I was literally playing a game I couldn't even access everything to. And the gameplay, I mean, it just wouldn't like this, like going through the story and stuff, it just didn't stick with me. And it wasn't enough of that loop to get me. Now I got a lot of other people into it, but for me personally, it wasn't my thing. I realized, man, this is not my thing. Like, and also realizing that when they finally came with a year later with all their content for the same price we paid $60 for, and it was a whole lot more content in it, I felt screwed over because I was like, oh, you sons of bitches. Like, I bought this game because, some people still had problems with it too because they felt like, oh, they got to the end because they got like the highest level and they done everything, and it was like, hey man, we need more shit to do. But then it's like, darn, I had to pay. Wait a minute, I had to pay for each DLC, and I remember, like, I think the cost of doing that was even still close to paying for $60.
Yeah,
for the whole game, where you could get all that stuff for free. Basically, so I was like, man, this sucks. It's like, this sucks. So like, I got this base game basically, which is nothing now, and I just felt screwed over, and I was like, yeah, forget it. Yeah, Destiny was not for us. Like, and like for me, I stayed with it a little longer, but I just couldn't really find reason to stay because yes, it is a game that's definitely fun if you have a group of people to play with.
Yeah,
which I didn't. And since this game they had matchmaking, they had matchmaking. I gotta just jump in with people and help them out. I'll do that. Now, sometimes you could, like in some events or things, and like I don't know what you call them. I guess levels or whatever in the game. Like if you want to join something, you could join somebody. They might join you, whatever. But not all of them. No, it's like that. And then sometimes you can't. It was random. It wasn't really consistent. It just sucked. And like, I was like, it was nothing to really make me stay for it. Like, I didn't even want to put more money into it. Because I was like, I don't feel like I got enough. I was like, I didn't get enough fulfillment for just a base game. Why would I put more money to it? I paid $60 for this.
Exactly.
Like, why don't I put more money to this just to fucking get that fulfillment? It's like, no, man. So, yeah. Yeah, just the idea of the game, like I said, this is like the first of its really kind in the console space anyway. I don't know any other game that was like this. So that's why I realized, this ain't for me. And it sucks. I wish I knew what I was getting into because I probably would never got the game. Or at least I would have waited a year and got it when it got everything in there for $60.
Yeah.
And I probably would have gave more of a shot and whatever. And but yeah, it just kind of just man, it soured me because I didn't get Destiny 2. See, and now that Destiny 2's free to play, I wish this game was free to play because then I would totally understand it and whatever. It's like but nah. And think about it, this is 10 years. I remember them talking about when this game started, like this is going to be like a 10-year game.
Mm-hmm.
And does that count, Daniel? Does Destiny 2?
No, that doesn't count.
Okay. So no, then it's not a 10-year game then.
It was
so
still the same platform, but no, they put out one called 2, so they messed it up. Yeah.
Oh, you got something to say?
Basically the same thing as you. Like I felt so burnt. Like I still hold a grudge against that series. I know you've gone back to Destiny 2 at least a little bit, whereas I think I jumped in just because you were playing it, and that was it for me. I had no interest in going back, and it does suck because like I remember that game like you said, feeling all right. Like it's guys that made Halo. They know how to make a shooter, right? Like it felt good, but the content was just not there, and it really felt like they robbed us, and then when people were saying like the content is here, it's like, yeah, but I already bought the game and they're not giving me this content. So I'm never giving them money ever again, basically. I don't know where they go from here. It seems pretty unfortunate what's going on with Destiny 2 now, but that does seem like it could be a 10-year platform almost. Even though they put out their final shape DLC, which sounds like it's their last like big DLC, it still sounds like they have plans to do more with that. So I wonder where Bungie goes from here. Obviously, they've got other irons in the fire, but I don't know with the way things have been going over at Sony. I don't know.
Aren't they doing
Marathon.
the remake of Marathon?
Yeah, with Marathon. I don't know how that's going to work out for them. So yeah, that's all I got.
Well, do what Sony been doing. Do the original Destiny again.
Destiny Part 1. Destiny Remastered Part 1. Please.
Yeah, now with the feeling of Destiny 2. Like Warhammer. I said Warhammer. World of Warcraft did. But like, oh, look, it's the original Warcraft again.
Yeah.
All right. So what else came out 10 years ago? 10 years ago, we also had a new Pokemon game. Somewhat. It was Fire Red and Leaf Green. Wait a minute.
That's 20 years.
That is 20 years ago. I was about to say, wait a minute.
Smash Brothers for the 3DS.
Oh, there we go. I missed right here. You see, you didn't do that. Bad
it wasn't important enough to be on the wiki list. It didn't deserve to be.
I was surprised. Well, it's because it's in Japan.
Ah, okay.
Because it released in Japan first. It was. We were still getting that even 10
They don't
years
love
ago.
Super Smash Brothers like we do. How dare them?
I know, exactly. That's what I'm like. Why are they getting it first? Why is it not like a worldwide release? But anyway, I think we get it like a month later, or either weeks later or a month later. I know it was October. Super Smash Brothers for the Nintendo 3DS came out in Japan. So this is the first person, I guess only Smash Brothers on 3DS. And I had nothing really much to say on it because I don't think I ever played it. I don't think I ever touched it. Did you ever play this?
I feel like I must have, but at the same time, if that's the case, I must own it, and I don't recall. Although I was buying things digitally at that point on the 3DS, so it may be on my system, and I just can't remember that I had it on there.
Yeah, I just never cared to get it on the 3DS because I just wanted to play it on the. I think eventually when I did get a Wii U, I got the Wii U.
Yeah. My 3DS is sitting right here, so I can see if it's on here.
Yeah. So I mean, I played the Wii U version of the game, and that was fine. And I really like that one, even though that was probably the Wii U version is probably the worst of the ones that I actually bought.
Yeah.
Because it didn't really have I forgot what kind of story mode did it have. I forget. I don't know if they really had like a good one or even have. It may have had something weird. Yeah, it just didn't. Yeah, the Wii U one didn't really grab me. At least like with the Switch one, they had like that cool story mode there. But you know what? The fuck, I didn't even fucking finish that. But I mean, it was long though, and of course Brawl had that. I really like Brawl, and but yeah, 3DS, and I don't know, was it even 3D functions with this one?
You know what? I want to say no. I want to say that like this was one of those games where it was like, in order to preserve performance, we don't have 3D aspects to it. But honestly, I'm not totally sure. It doesn't look like I have it on here, so I don't think I ever played it.
Yeah, darn. Because I would say that's horrible that they call it 3DS then. Like, it's the 3DS with no 3D.
Yep. Should have been Super Smash Brothers for the 2DS.
Yeah. All right. So, but still, it sold very well because it's Super Smash Brothers. So yeah. I mean, it was no Mario Kart, but nothing is.
No,
it's Mario Kart.
Nothing was.
All right. So that's it for 2014. So now we go back to 2004, and now we're going to Pokemon Fire Red and Leaf Green. And this is the North American version.
Yeah, finally we got green in America, Dominic.
Yeah, we finally got Bulbasaur.
The worst Pokemon.
The worst. Well, actually, I said not Bulbasaur. It's Venusaur. Venusaur. But no, I like Bulbasaur. I like the. I don't like when he grows up though.
Bulbasaur's for cowards. Him as Bulbasaur. You need to take Charmander in there against that Onix and get messed up.
I know. Exactly, yeah. That's my friend. He always used to say, "Yo, you got to get Squirtle to be your first Pokemon."
Hell yeah, Squirtle gang. If you got Bulbasaur, because you can just beat up on the first two gym leaders. And I think I did that. That's what it was. I think I got Bulbasaur. That was my first Pokemon I ever picked because that dude told me. He said you go through them. I said okay. And then I knew you couldn't get Pikachu at the time. Because that's what I would have got. So I want to be like the TV show. And then until Yellow came. But anyway, yes, this is the Game Boy Advance version. Like it was like a redone in the game. And I never played this version though. But yeah, I know about it. Yeah, it's just like revamped. It looks better. I guess it looks almost similar to whatever version that came out before it. Or something like that, like with those graphics. Yeah, whatever the Game Boy Advance one was at that time, I can't remember. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it looks pretty good. I mean, especially it's a pretty big upgrade from those original games that came out on the original OG, black and white Game Boy, or black and green, if you will, Game Boy. So yeah.
Oh shit, Pallet Town! Oh my fucking god! Yep, this is the town where they made pallets.
Yep. Somehow they could afford Pokemon though. Like this is the middle class we're talking about, Dominic. This is what we need to regrow. People that can just build pallets and still afford to live in nice houses with 2 floors and get Pokemon. You know how expensive Pokemon hunting is? Very. Those Pokeballs are like 700 yen.
But people don't go to school in this world. This is like Ash. Well, I guess you know what? This was like a long vacation for him.
Yeah, exactly. It's summer vacation.
Because you don't age. It's like, this is my summer vacation.
Yep.
Forever.
You'd be surprised at how many days, 86 summer days or whatever it is.
But it's got rated. It got rated around the 80s. Yeah, they get a higher rating, I guess. For what reason? Why didn't it get that higher rating for? So Harris was less positive about the game's graphics, which he thought was limited and basic.
Yeah, I mean, for the time, like we're talking about, it We should have had more out of Pokemon at this time.
2004.
Yeah.
Darn. Hey, another 20 years. You told me we should have more in 2004. Good God, man.
I think there's some residual hate from like not getting like a proper GameCube one, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, this game, god damn, the yeah, it's just so bad. The progression of Pokemon. Like we got a full 3D one that runs horribly because
it's not optimized at all.
That's at all. Because it's like, come on, man, this game doesn't look great. It should run on this goddamn system. Yeah.
At the same time, like talking about this game makes me sort of nostalgic for the original, which makes me think like, would I play this one or would I play like Hey You Pikachu or Hey You Eevee or whatever? Because I like the idea that they went without. I mean, obviously the graphics are better too, but like I like the idea that they went with in that one where it's like more about catching Pokemon than battling Pokemon necessarily or something like that. Like wild Pokemon at least. So I don't know. I'd be interested in trying that game out.
No, I want the Dark Souls of Pokemon where they die and they stay dead.
It's called Pal World, don't it?
All right, so we're where we at here? Oh man, now this is like a good week for 2004. Also, Xbox got one of their huge games. This game was very anticipated, even by me, and I didn't even have Xbox. Fable came out for it, and I was so jealous of this game. This is the game I remember reading in Game Informer saying like, "Oh, you can be a young man and have a wife, and she's pregnant. You come back, and your kids are grown." Yep. And I was like, "Oh my god!"
You plant a tree and you come back, and it's gigantic.
Yeah, and all that shit, man. And then I remember seeing like that, like some kind of thief-looking dude. I think it's one of the characters said like, "Yeah, because you use so much sorcery, made you look this way," and something like that. Made you look evil, and I was like, "Oh my god, yeah!"
You get like bad tattoos and stuff when you were doing bad stuff. It was great.
I was like, "Oh man, this game sounds so great." And I think it got like a 9 in Game Informer.
That sounds I was still thinking.
I was still thinking it was like, oh, this game's awesome. But then I was reading actually, you know what? I don't think I ever found out that a lot of stuff were taken out until I finally got the game. When I got the Xbox, I think it was 2005, I want to say. I got Xbox in 2005. And because it was tax time 2005. I was like, I'm getting me an Xbox. And then I got that. I got a whole bunch of games. And then I got Fable, so I'm playing that. And I was trying to figure out how the hell you make babies. And I was like, okay, I keep having sex with this woman. And am I sterile?
Oh, you can't just enjoy that, huh?
It was like, no, Dan, because I am Catholic. And and I just believe in, hey, we just have what we're going to have sex is about making babies.
Yeah,
and that's what I do. And I want to have like 1 trillion babies, like other cats. So then I looked online and everything, and I was like, I saw that. Oh no, that's not in the game, and all the other stuff like like years and stuff like go by and like things getting older. That's not in the game, and I was like, holy shit! So what the fuck is this? It's like, what does it mean it's not in the game? And that's when I saw all the stuff about people saying like, hey man, he said all these promises for this game that's not there, and that they just couldn't do. That ended up being the second game. so this ended up being the second game. But it was still fun, but I stopped. I didn't get far. I never got far in Fable. I always got to, I don't know, I can't even remember. But I never stood long enough, because really, it wasn't so much the game. I mean, like, it wasn't a gameplay, like, because I didn't like it. Mm-hmm. It was the load times. They were horrible.
Yeah.
Like, just going to a different section on the map. Like, I walked like a few feet to like, okay.
Yeah.
I just said, like, what the hell? And I didn't stop. I was like, well, this ain't the game I thought it was. I thought this was going to be the killer. Because at the same time I had Fable, I also had Knights of the Old Republic. And I was like, oh, That's the game.
Right.
So I was like, that's the fucking game. And I had Knights of the Republic 2. I like that game too, even though it was weird at the end. And then I realized why that was weird, because it was a finish. But
Yeah.
but yeah, Fable. I was disappointed. I was a little disappointed. So that's why when Fable 2 was announced, I know you say, "Oh, I like Fable," and stuff like that. I thought you were a weirdo. I was like, you like Fable? Like Fable? Can I mean have babies and stuff like that? What the fuck, man? But I was disappointed initially with Fable. But you played it on PC, right?
Yeah,
So
I'm not sure how much longer it was before it came out on PC, but it's very much a game that, like, I think maybe it's the fact that, like, it did take a while to come out on PC, even a couple of months. So, like, my expectations were tempered a bit. Because I remember being disappointed about, like you plant a tree and you watch it grow, like that stuff turning out to be all fake. But the just
came out a year later on PC.
Okay, yeah, so that makes sense. Then I would have kind of seen the discourse around it and maybe temper my expectations a little bit. And
this should be they got to be a Fable anniversary.
An anniversary.
A double anniversary, because I already had an anniversary that came out in 2014.
Yep.
It got to be another one.
Yeah. And it did actually release this week in 2014 too. I just didn't highlight it because I knew we would talk about the original release.
Yeah.
But yeah, so maybe that's what it was. And I really enjoyed it as kind of a good action, kind of not quite RPG. It was doing some things, but like you said, they did do the stuff where it's like, oh, if you're good, you get like a halo that starts to float around your head. And if you're bad, you get like real bad tribal tattoos. And they had really cool like armor that you could switch out and stuff, which is something that I missed when they went to Fable 2. They really kind of took away a lot of those clothing options to customize your character. But yeah, I would love to see if I had like old hard drives that still worked around here that had like screenshots of my cool looking, dark Fable guy,
See, in Fable, the anniversary, they should have included some of that stuff. Should have added that stuff in. Hey,
I would like that as just like an Easter egg where it's like, yeah, this one specific place you could plant a tree and then come back to it later, or you can, have a kid, but then they say it died in childbirth.
You know that plant a tree. I know that because that's not what I mean, I remember hearing that, but I didn't give a damn about no plant a tree. I wanted to make babies.
Yeah,
that's how I wanted to see my kids grown up and say like, hey, we haven't seen you in forever. And I was like, I had to get some milk.
You'd be amazed at how hard it is to find a good cigarette around here.
Darn, man. Yeah, that. It was just so much anticipation for that. It turned to be a pretty good game, but it was no. It wasn't what I thought. It wasn't like, oh man, I wasn't as jealous.
Yeah.
Anymore.
Fable Anniversary is one that I feel like I need to revisit, considering how much I like that original. I'm surprised you played that, because I actually played some of that, but then I think it was a time when I was playing other games, so I was like, I don't want to keep playing it. I think I was actually playing the 360 version of that though. So, Xbox One 360 version of that. So I'm curious to play it on PC. It might be just one better up there. Do they really not have that game on Game Pass? Like, what the hell?
It's not on Game Pass?
It's gotta be. I typed in Fable and the only thing that comes up is the brand new Fable. So I don't know.
What the hell is the brand new Fable?
The one that's not coming out anytime soon.
Oh, that one.
That one, yeah.
Oh, you can pre-install it?
I don't know what I can do. It's I
doubt you can.
Purchase options not available. But it does tell me that the install size is 10.12 megabytes.
That's So, whatever.
It's fantastic. They've been able to compress games in the future.
Damn, they didn't have the PC version of that up here. That's bullshit.
Yeah, I guess I didn't consider that I'm looking for the PC version, not necessarily. But still, let me play.
I'm saying they don't have that one on Game Pass, the PC Game Pass.
Yeah. Can I cloud stream it?
Yeah, I think you can.
Nothing comes up when I do that.
I hope it at least runs. Yeah, I hope it runs because I think there's still some loading.
Yeah. Yeah, I
hope
remember
it's
the
like-
load
it takes
times
up
not
this
being
far.
great on the PC, but I don't remember them being like excruciating like I had heard about on the Xbox.
Yeah, they were bad, man. God damn, they were bad. Like some, yeah, I don't remember some of those load times for games, man. Oh, it was a struggle. Struggle was real back then, man.
Gonna boot up
It
the
was real.
Xbox just to play Fable Anniversary Collection, Dominic. God, wait a sec. Jesus, I forgot that Fable Anniversary is an Xbox 360 game. Like I was thinking it
Maybe
was an
that's
Xbox
not
One
on the
game
cloud?
at least. It is. It says it's available on cloud
Okay,
on the
about to say.
website. Yeah.
Oh, good. Well, I can at least play through that. How much it costs? On a PC?
$40.
Damn.
Yeah.
The selling, we will go then. Sorry. All right. So, what else I got here? Oh, we got a PS2 game
Yeah.
coming out. Sly 2, Band of Thieves. I was never a Sly guy. Like I said,
No.
stealth, because I heard it was a stealth game.
Yeah,
And
that
see,
makes
this
sense.
is back when you could play demos. So I was able to play demo at least of the first Sly.
Mm-hmm.
So I knew that it wasn't going to be my kind of game. I think I have more patience now, or at least I had more patience probably maybe like 10 years ago. Like I probably would give Sly a chance. I think I even tried to on the PS3 with the HD collections.
Yeah.
Like, cause it looks cool and like everything around it I like.
Yeah.
I just don't want to do stealth. I just wish I could just go around and just hit them.
Yeah.
And that's the only issue. Like that's literally the only issue I have with the game. But I like the look of the game and everything.
Yeah. This is one of those games that I was jealous of not having a PlayStation 2 initially. I mean, it was those three franchises, right? It was Sly, Ratchet, and Jak and Daxter that I was very jealous of. And then when I got a PS2, I bought, all the games of those series and then proceeded to not put that much time in it.
I was about to say, and not put any time at all.
Yeah, and then I think I did play a little bit of this too when the HD collection came out. But yeah, for me, it was very much like Ratchet and Clank ended up being the winner out of them. But like Sly had the thing that they even continued in like Infamous, where you like cling to things when you jump, you would like be magnetized to things.
Yeah.
I didn't love that as a game that was trying to be like kind of a stealth platformer. I really liked a lot of the things around the Sly brand, but the actual gameplay of it was maybe not quite on par with what I wanted as a platformer goes.
This says Sly frequently appears on an all-time list of PlayStation 2 games, ranking number 23 by GameSpy, and number 24 by IGN. I'm trying to think, like, then where's the original Sly Cooper at?
I don't remember, because I feel like 2 was the one that everybody, like, I mean, obviously Sly 1 was the start of the franchise, but I think Sly 2 was the one that everybody rated, slightly higher. Like, it was an improvement over the first game. Because this is the one where they also, included his companions, like the turtle and the wheelchair and the hippo and stuff.
The turtle's in a wheelchair?
Yeah, wasn't he?
Oh, I didn't know. I mean, I didn't know.
Yeah, I think so.
Wow. They were very progressive back then.
Yeah, he's in a wheelchair. Bentley.
Just like that Ghostbuster.
Yeah,
Ghostbuster
exactly.
Extreme.
I think they took a lot.
People make
from,
fun of that shit too now. Like, because they say, like,
him being in a wheelchair, that's messed up.
No, well, they say the next woke game gonna be some person in a wheelchair because they gonna have to represent them. Like I like when I read comments on certain things, and I was like, wow, man, these people. I was like, man, I don't.
They already did that, Dominic. It was called Oddworld, whatever's the not Abe one.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, yeah.
The Xbox one.
The Munch's Odyssey.
Yeah.
Right?
Munch.
All right. And we was just talking about The Sims last week.
Yeah.
Now, like The Sims 4 last week, was it?
That's what it was.
So now we got The Sims 2.
Yep.
So 20 years ago, Sims 2 came out. And yeah, I mean, this was definitely an improvement over the first one. This is really popular. I bet it sold like a ton. I mean, Sims was so popular. I got 90 on Metacritic. Definitely.
Yeah, and I think because The Sims 1 was probably so basic that The Sims 2 was gonna be an upgrade over that regardless, unlike The Sims 4, where it's like you had all this content from Sims 3. There was no way it was really gonna live up to that.
Yeah, let me see what comparison to The Sims. Graphically, The Sims 2 was more detailed than The Sims.
Oh yeah.
And the world was full. Oh yeah, that's right. The original Sims wasn't like a full 3D world. It was
isometric. Yeah,
this is like full 3D, and also the what else we have here? The characters Sims 2 characters pass through 7 level stages. You got babies, toddlers, children, teenagers, young adults and elders with eventual death of old age, while babies in The Sims only became children before ceasing to age further. The aspiration system is also new to The Sims 2. Sim can become pregnant and produce babies that take on genetic characteristics of their parents.
Look at that. They were doing it where Fable couldn't.
Eye color, hair color, facial structure, and all that. Genetics play a major role in the game. I remember reading all this stuff, man. Yeah, I was like, man, this sounds so awesome, man. Yeah. I want to play it, but I just never did.
And then I saw the gameplay of it, and I was like, no, thank you. This isn't what I want to play. Because I can't remember if it was this or like 3, where there was like a Sims creator that was like separate from the Sims game, where it's like, oh, you can design your Sim and build them and then import them into the thing. And I played around with that.
Did you directly, because you never could directly control the Sim, right?
No, I think it was always just like, here, like point them in this direction.
Yeah. So I think that's what always kind of got me. I wanted to be the Sim.
Yeah.
And I wanted to do those things.
Let me tell you about the My Sims franchise.
Oh yeah, I was looking at the indie show. It's over now, but it was a game up there that looked still just like Stardew Valley. Looks like a lot of games do, but it was called like My Farm Dreamland.
Oh, I saw that one. When you were talking about it, I turned the show on, and that was like one of the first things I saw. And I was like,
I was just waiting for the twist. I was waiting for the twist because I was thinking like, oh, this is going to be some twist, like some type of monsters or zombies or something on come. I thought, because I got the sound on, so I'm just thinking like, oh, it's going to look like Stardew, and then some twist is going to happen. But then that's it. It's called like My Dreamland Farm or something like that. And I'm like, are you fucking serious? Like, why? Okay, you got to tell me, why would I get this game over Stardew? Like, what does this game do? Because it looked just like Stardew.
Yeah.
I mean, it literally, like, I don't know, man. I just think that's weird. Like, you gotta, like, it's gotta be something to that game. Like, what makes it that I will play this over the games that's out now? Like, any of the games that's out now. It don't even have to be Stardew. Like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Yeah, Okay, what else we got here? Okay, that's it for 2004. So now we're going back 30 years. 30 years ago, 1994, we got Sparkster was released. This is technically the sequel to, what's it called? Rocket Knight?
Okay.
So this is the Super Nintendo version. But then there was a Sparkster Rocket Knight 2 on the Genesis, which I heard is a different game.
Oh, jeez.
So it's because it wasn't called Sparkster, it's called Rocket Knight. Then it was called Sparkster on Super Nintendo, but it had the Rocket Knight guy on the front.
Uh-huh.
So that was like, hey, Super Nintendo got Rocket Knight now. Huh. And then there was a Sparkster Rocket Knight 2 on the Genesis, and I don't know if that was released on Super Nintendo. But I never played none of the Rocket Knights. It looks like a game that I know I probably would enjoy, but it was just so many of these type of games that I pick and choose what I want.
Yeah.
And plus I wasn't buying games then, so it was I relied on my parents. But I didn't have a Super Nintendo. I mean, so I never played. Yeah, so I played Rocket Knight, and this is on Super Nintendo. So have you ever played Sparkster?
Nah, not at all.
All right. But that franchise is like one of those franchises that people seem to be like beloved now. Like I didn't really have the internet back then, so I don't know what people liked or not, but it seemed like people did like that series or whatever. And I definitely always see it at these what we call it? What's the event called? Speedrun events.
Oh,
awesome. You see like
quick.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, I always see it there. All right, what we got here? Oh yes, also 30 years ago, SNK Corporation, they launched the Neo Geo CD console in Japan, and it sells the entire first run for 25,000 units on a single day.
Mm-hmm.
So that was good back then. And the game that came out with that system, and I didn't see any other games, so I'm guessing like this is the only one. And did the Neo Geo have like a cartridge thing with it too? Was it backwards compatible? Because you only had one game, Art of Fighting 2, apparently.
Oh jeez, that's all you
game
need.
You probably be playing of there. That's a game that came out 30 years ago. Yeah, I mean I've heard of it, but only Neo Geo games I really know is King of Fighters, right? That's SNK.
Yeah,
SNK game. Yeah, that's the only one. That's the only one I really know. Art of Fighting. I mean, I know like in the SNK group games they're there, but I don't really know the game. But yeah, so that's a Neo Geo game. I want to know, is this the last system?
Yes.
Oh, what did the Jaguar come out? The Jaguar came out before this, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
And that was Atari. Yeah. But
maybe the Neo Geo Pocket Color.
Oh, maybe that.
Because I feel like that was like high school that came out. Pocket Color.
So this is the last. I don't know. Is this like the last home console?
Oh no, that would have been middle school. 1999.
Well, it's high school for me.
Neo Geo Pocket Color lasted 1999 to 2001. It was discontinued in North America in 2000, though. That was just Japan.
Yeah, Neo Geo CD. It looks like a darn Sega Saturn.
Oh.
September 9th, 1994.
Oh, yeah, it does.
Discontinued 1997. And it says predecessor, but I don't see a sequel. What comes out? A successor. I don't see a successor, though.
I mean, just look at that logo. That's bad. What is that? 2 creepy smiley faces? Oh.
Yeah, Darren.
Get out of here with that.
Oh my god. Yeah, what? Yeah, that is pretty.
That's
bad.
Neo and that's Geo. And Geo is very upset.
Man, Neo Geo, the Neo Geo, the front-loading version, the first to market, only released in Japan. What's it mean? Oh, a tray-loading Japan-only version, known as the front loader.
Yeah, because it looks like the one in North America was top load. Yeah.
A double speed unit, a Japan only upgraded faster loading version.
The Neo Geo Pro, Dominic.
Yeah, because criticism of the system's general long loading times began even before launch.
Huh.
Said a prototype of the system that they showed was single speed, and the load time was 14.28 seconds between rounds. Ooh.
Rough.
Ooh, yeah.
That's real bad.
In response to criticism, Neo Geo CD's long load times, SNK planned to produce a model that double speed the double speed CD-ROM drive for North America. However, the system missed its planned American launch on October 1995, and while SNK declined to give a specific reason for the delay, in their announcement for the new January 1996 launch date, they stated that they had decided against using a double speed drive. Wow. Their Japanese division produced the excess number of single speed units and found that modifying these units to double speed was more expensive than they had initially thought, so SNK opted to sell them as they were, postponing production of a double speed model until they have sold off the stock of the single speed units. Man, darn. Yeah, this had to be the end. Yeah, this had to be the last one. This had to be it. Good God. Oh, that was it, man. It was $400.
Based on inflation, that's $10,000. So these consoles are cheap.
400, man. All right, so that is it for the flashback segment. So we're gonna that is it, right? Yes.
Yep.
We're gonna take a quick break where we get to the gaming news.
All right.
And we're back. Let's get to the gaming news. What we got there?
All right. First up, Dominic. I know it was kind of a hard row for Unity to toe at the time when we originally talked about the runtime fees that basically turned the whole industry against them. And they did kind of implement that at the beginning of this year, but now they are stating that they are going to be getting rid of them. In place of that, they are going to be raising the prices on Unity Pro 8%. And Unity Enterprise by 25%. The free version of Unity will still be free, and I think they raised the cap to like $2,000 or something like that of profit before you have to get into one of these. Actually, it might be significantly higher than that because $2,000 does not seem like a lot. I did have that article open here. $200,000. That's what it is. Raising the revenue from $100,000 to $200,000 for those using Unity Personal. So if you're still making your game in Unity, you can make up to $200,000 in profit before you have to subscribe to one of these. It's kind of surprising that they actually ended up going through with this at all, considering the uproar that went around this. I wonder what this actually resulted in for people that used Unity and, games in the past, whether those did get affected by this or not. But I feel like the fact that we haven't really heard anything about that, makes me wonder. I am looking at this article on Video Game Chronicles, and one of the people in the comments indicated that Sea of Stars, Dredge, and Dave the Diver all did use Unity. So sounds like Unity is still still being used.
Yeah.
I don't know about newer games, because obviously if those games came out last year, they were, or 2000.
So is it still cheaper than using Unreal?
That's a good question, because Unreal, I believe, is free now as well up to a certain point. Engine.
Like how does this work? Like what does it mean? Like Unity Pro? Like what does that do?
So basically with Personal, you can generate up to $200,000 in revenue, and at that point they would make you go into one of these other tiers. I'm not totally sure what the...
So it's about your revenue. Okay.
Yeah, it's about how much money you're making based off of, their work effectively. And I think it's one of those things where, like, once you get into one of those tiers, then they're taking a percentage of your income. So, yeah. All right. Next up, Dominic. Annapurna, their games division, has basically just all quit. They, the leader of their games division apparently was in negotiations with the head of Annapurna, and they could not come to terms. It sounded like they kind of wanted to become their own entity. and may, as a result, now become an entirely their own entity, because the head person there resigned along with 30 other employees. Now, some of the bigger games that we know that have deals with Annapurna, like Control 2, that is actually with Annapurna directly, not through their games division. So it sounds like that's going to be unaffected. But it's still kind of crazy that this is just kind of,
so I'm confused then. Well, so the company is still there. It's just the game division's gone?
Correct. So Annapurna Interactive was like their subdivision, and they're the ones that released games like Stray and Cocoon and Outer Wilds. And then there's Annapurna Pictures, which is like traditional Annapurna from before they were doing like video game stuff. And then some of these bigger titles like Control 2.
Okay.
Yeah, and apparently Megan Ellison, the one that's in charge of Annapurna Pictures, is problematic to work with, is what I've seen some people say. And the president of Annapurna Interactive, Nathan Gary, was trying to negotiate with her to get their company kind of spun out. And it sounds like those negotiations did not go well. So, yeah, it's kind of crazy. You don't really see entire divisions of teams resign. So clearly they're doing something wrong here. But just seemed like kind of a wild story, especially with some of the more high profile games being tied to them and coming out of them. They were, to me, I was starting to see Annapurna as basically the next Devolver, basically. You know, if I saw their name on a game, it meant like, oh, that could be for me. And to just see this kind of fall apart was a little weird. So, all right.
Oh, she's like Larry Ellison's daughter.
Yeah. Which
Holy
is
shit.
Not something I realized until until all this stuff started coming out. All right, Dominic, another story here. Microsoft is laying off 650 more people. It sounds like mostly from Activision Blizzard, and it sounds like this may be the result of kind of the merger stuff. It sounds like these roles were basically like corporate and support functions. So basically stuff that would overlap when you already have the behemoth that is Microsoft. You wouldn't necessarily need a whole bunch of like HR and corporate managers and stuff. You still hate to see it regardless of what the reasoning is behind it, even though this kind of feels like it was inevitable. In a year where we've just seen so many layoffs, and even just specifically at Microsoft over the past, couple of months, it just feels like another, shot. Now, of course, Phil Spencer is out there saying, people are getting severance packages and extending health benefits and all that stuff. But at the end of the day, there's still 650 people losing their jobs and then trying to find jobs in this market that is seemingly being consolidated.
Very easy, Daniel.
Despite, yes.
Stop listening to the propaganda.
Yeah, you just download an app and next thing you know, you're working for Amazon or Uber or whatever, right?
Yeah, exactly. You can just be an Uber driver. It's very easy to get jobs.
Entrepreneur.
A DoorDash delivery person.
Yes. Not delivery person, entrepreneur, Dominic.
Entrepreneur, I'm sorry.
Yes. Please. I bought a car just for this. This is my second car.
Or you can get a car through them, man.
Exactly.
You pay through your paycheck, the car. There you go.
Yeah, awful. All right. And the last story here, Dominic, the big story we got. PlayStation 5 Pro is official, basically shortly after we recorded the podcast last week. With our baseless speculation they announced that they would be doing a like technical presentation. And everybody's like, yeah, this is the PS5. And then a whole bunch of stuff leaked out. Basically, it's getting an upgraded GPU. CPU still stays the same. They're doing DLSS style stuff, calling it PSSR, custom, resolution AI stuff. So you can basically generate the image at a lower resolution and then use AI upscaling to make it look prettier on your 4K TV. No disk drive, digital only. It will be compatible with the $80 add-on drive that is available currently for the digital versions of the Slim. It's coming out November 7th, September 26th. Pre-orders begin, and it is going to be $700, Dominic.
Ooh, that's cheap, man. Because if you use inflation...
Oh, okay.
The old consoles would cost close to $1 million.
Yes.
I see that comment a lot, but inflation, I was like, man, these people don't understand how that works.
What year did the PS5 come out, Dominic? Do you remember?
2020.
2020. Okay.
Yeah.
And we'll say like December. We'll say $399. Was it $399 and $499 for the digital and the what?
It was $500, $499
okay, so
for the
disc
console,
version.
and then the discless was wasn't it $50 less? It wasn't $100 less.
Yeah, it was $50 less. Yeah. So apparently that would equal $600 in today's money based on this inflation calculator. Anyway. So it was kind of
what? But just in 2020?
Just from December of 2020 to August of 2024, $499 is now equal to $603.07. Yep. So anyway, yeah, it was kind of a surprise to me that like these consoles were, I don't want to say that cheap, but like that much cheaper in comparison to this. Or no, the one that actually got me was the PS4 price and the PS4 Pro price versus the PS5 Pro price.
Yeah, because that went down in price. It actually went down in price, the PS4.
Yeah.
The original PS4. While the PS5 has not gone down in price.
Yeah. Pro... release price. Yeah, I mean, so I watched this technical presentation. It's just Mark Cerny talking about.
Oh yeah, I watched it too.
This is what we did. It's like 9 minutes long. This is what we did with the original PS5. We've been hearing that basically people want. Basically, it was saying, right now we have the fidelity mode and we have the performance mode, and we're trying to basically marry those two together. And like in an ideal world, like, yes, that's great because that's what consoles are about. It's not having to choose which one, but that's what we thought we were getting out of the PS5 over the PS4 Pro. And then they didn't do that. So what's to make me believe that developers aren't going to continue the same trend with this, where I'm still going to have to make some sort of decision about which trade-off I want to make. And like the examples that they show were all like mostly first party games. They did also show Assassin's Creed Shadows, but it was mostly like, here's Ratchet and Clank. It looks good. And then it looks better. Or here's The Last of Us. It looked good, but now it looks better. Like some of those were like The Last of Us one where they're like, this is 30 frames per second and it looks like a chugging piece of trash next to this very smooth 60 frames per second. Now, when I'm playing that game, am I going to notice? Maybe at 30 frames per second, maybe. When you put them next to each other, it's a pretty stark comparison. And I've been seeing stuff come out of like Digital Foundry.
But wait a minute, I thought they didn't show 60 frames to 60 frames.
They
on the
also did
PS5
that
Pro?
too. So they first compared the fidelity
I was
mode.
about to say, I thought they did.
Yeah, they
I
did.
was misremembering. Yeah.
No, you're right. They compared the fidelity modes, and then they compared the performance modes, basically to this, and said, in the fidelity mode, it's gonna look better and it's gonna run better, and then in the performance mode, it's gonna look better and run about the same probably. Yeah, I've been seeing stuff coming out of Digital Foundry over the last day or so, basically saying like, yeah, it's a pretty decent upgrade. And, you're not necessarily going to be able to get a comparable computer because, instantly you see people saying like, I'll just get a computer instead. From what they're saying, it's like kind of comparative to about a 4070, which is a pretty expensive card in and of itself. Obviously, with the PC, though, you get a lot more options to play things. You get all of the Xbox games you could potentially want. You get, the freedom and the availability of a lot of things.
And the adult games.
And the adult games that you're not going to get
yeah.
on the PS5.
Yeah, you can't get it. Yeah.
Yeah. So like obviously there's a reason to maybe pay the premium there. You're also going to gain the ability to swap out components where like, okay, maybe my graphics card is getting a little long in the tooth. I can put a new one in there and get a couple of more years out of it instead of what we're seeing, with the console where you'd have to completely replace it. Now, the problem is what we're seeing in the graphics card space is those have gotten so expensive that if you're talking about just replacing the graphics card, you're probably paying about as much as almost one of these PlayStation Pros anyway. I don't like the price of this thing, but at the same time, I almost feel like I'm a lot softer on it than upon initial feeling or before it. As someone that's gonna have to defend my position of like, I wanted a Switch Pro and I want the Switch 2 mainly because of performance of the original console. But it does all come back to it never felt like we got the performance that we should have out of the Xbox One and the PS5 base versions. And for them to now sell a console that's like, close to double the price, just a couple of years later with nothing to show for it except old games. I think that's my takeaway from their presentation is like, how many people are actually concerned about playing these games at a higher fidelity now when all you're showing is like your first party games that a lot of people have played and beaten and probably won't revisit?
That's the problem. A lot of these people are not going to go back and play those games saying like, oh, now it's better. Yeah. Because like I technically, if that's the case, maybe some of these people are probably already played those games like 3 times because they played it originally on the PS5 or PS3. I said PS5.
Yeah.
Originally on the PS4, PS3, some of them, and then you got a PS5 version, and now you're saying, oh, now it looks even better on the PS5 Pro. It's like, is it really worth going back to play that game?
Yeah.
So it can look like that, and then that's if you care about like ray tracing. I'm sorry, that's a very limited people I think cares about that. It's so limited. People who care about fucking ray tracing.
Yeah.
We've
talked about that in the past.
It's probably so limited for people who care about true 4K, honestly. Because if they really did, there will be more people who are not playing the PS4 and playing the PS5. But it's not. It's more people still playing PS4. And so we're not even like this. Like, who is this for? Like, all I can say is that's for people who didn't get PS5 and they can spend the extra money and say like, yeah, I'll just get the best version.
Yeah.
But for anybody who already has a PS5, I don't know why, unless you're just a graphics whore and you're into that, and you say like, I have this expensive ass TV, I'm gonna look at the best, and I get it.
And I'm
The
not
thing is,
willing to build a PC.
yeah, and you're not willing to build a PC, and then it's like, but why wouldn't you just spend your money? Even get somebody else to build it, get those pre-built ones, and get that's what it gets confused. It's like, I don't know. This is for people who just have money, they can spend it and they can afford it, and just to have it. Because I don't honestly know who's this really for, and I wouldn't even fucking care. Like, I don't. When I was looking at that video of like the comparisons, yes, one looks better, but it's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, is it really that much better?
I'm not going to notice that not having them side by side.
But I look at them side by side, though. That's the thing with me. I see them side. They showed it side by side, and I didn't see it. Yeah, because they showed like, oh, you can see the people in the crowd. I wasn't even fucking looking at them in the first place.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter that they're clearer. They're not important, because when you're playing the game, you look at your character. It's nice that they. Like, those details are great, like, for the semblance of a living world.
Yeah.
But you don't have to, also, I don't need it to look superb back there, because that's not the focus of the game.
No, we've been fooled by Forza Horizon with cardboard cutout people forever, and those games look incredible, even by today's standards.
Yeah, it's like that's that. I mean, look. For it to look like, yes, it looks nicer when I saw the side by side, but it was to a point where, like, I don't give a fuck about paying $200 more than the original console just to play this version.
Also, could you maybe lower the price of the original console?
Like this ain't like an upgrade where it's like, oh man, this is playing just so smooth, like it's never in play. It's just so different. Like, I'm talking about like I put the controller in my hand and I'm playing it, like, it just feels so much better than the previous version. Like, it just looks so much crispier, like or something like that. Like how games look from when they had bling or something like that. Like, you put the bling, like bling was the thing with the like
4K up-res version on YouTube of a game or something like that.
Yeah. Like, that's what if it's not like that, I'm sorry. Not enough people going to care. Like, I think about average people. I ain't talking about people on the Twitter and stuff. Well, apparently those people seem to be pissed off too, which I'm a little. I think it's because of the price, really. Because these are the people who are freaking like, oh, this game ain't running at 60. Oh, this game ain't running at 60. Something. I'll say, well, another bad thing is that they didn't show no new games. Like, they couldn't show like a game that's coming out next year or something.
They didn't even show like Astrobot. And part of that is because there is no setting in Astrobot. It just looks good and runs good.
Yeah. So it's like I don't, it's like, why is this worth it? Like, I have to wait till Grand Theft Auto where that runs like, is it going to be like, it runs like shit?
It's going to run like trash. Oh, trash so bad.
On this, on the old console where it's like, oh my God, you have to get a Pro. Or you know what? No, it doesn't. It runs great on the old one, but it's not a discernible difference in the Pro version to the point like, what the fuck I got a Pro for?
I wonder if at some point Grand Theft Auto 6 was intended to come out this year, and Sony had prepared all this for that inevitability, and then that didn't happen, and they're like, well, we've got all this hardware that we're going to need to not take up space, so I guess we're just going to have to put it on sale anyway.
Or at least show, like, okay, I don't know what else you need, because game's supposed to load faster anyway right now. I don't, so I don't know.
The games are going to load so fast, Dominic, that they take you back in time.
Like, yeah, they'll be actually reverse the graphics.
Yep.
So somehow. But it's just, and like you said, I mean, we've been saying this since this generation started. It doesn't feel like this generation has been taken full advantage of it, because most of the games have been out on the previous consoles. And then even some of the games that are exclusive, they don't look like they're taking full advantage of it either. It looked like they just chose not to be on the previous consoles. They just chose to be up there. And like there's only I'm trying to think of the games that look so great that man they probably could not have been played previous consoles. Well, like I mean I don't think I don't really think there is a game like that because I think it could have been low res to be on the previous consoles. Some of these games,
Yeah.
but I mean Astrobot looked good, but it looked like it'd be low res too. But no, but I mean
Absolutely.
it, yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah, but it looks great. But you know what I mean, because then I think about Mario. I think about Mario Odyssey, and like how old that game is, and it's on the
Hmm.
Switch, and how
Yep.
good that game looks because the way they made that game. It's like I'm sorry, like if I pay so much for these consoles, that game looked great. You need to look totally better than that game for me to be impressed. Like you gotta be, and that sucks. I'm trying to think of a game. Like what game came out recently? Um, damn, Black Wukong came out, and I mean that looked good. Like
That
these
looks
games,
really good.
and they're not bad games, and it's nothing against them. It's not against them because I get it. Like it's this the cost of making games is so much. Well, Black Wukong actually, for what they did,
Yeah.
they didn't cost as much as
No.
some of these games, and that looks better than some of these games that did cost a lot, or at least on par, and
Yeah.
it didn't cost
Absolutely.
as much. So like, but we know reasoning China is different. It it's just that yeah, I just can't really think of that game, that pinnacle game, like for graphics, where it's like, man, this is next gen. And yeah, maybe it's at the point where it's like you're not really gonna feel that. But actually, I don't know because I don't know if anybody's really took full advantage of the hardware, and to the point where why do I need something more powerful?
Yeah.
That's what it gets to be. Why do I need something more powerful? If the games we're getting are what they are now, I don't need anything more than what we have for the PS5 and the Xbox Series X. I just need you to put games out. That's
Yeah.
all. I don't need a powerful system. I don't need a PS5 6 right now either. Because it looks like cuz like I said, if the type of games we're getting right now are these type of games, you have not shown anything. Why do I need another console?
Right.
The Switch has because like I said, these games are looking better and like they're not running that well on the console. At least especially at least from even the first party, which
Yeah.
that I'm very surprised because the way Nintendo usually do that thing. Um, but yeah, like I do want Switch 2, and Switch been out for a while. It's been out for a while. Um, get something better, and probably the hardware probably feel better too. Hopefully, when it comes out, like there's improvements to be done with that. Like I seen like it's not much you can do with the Switch. Well, with the Series X and PS5, it doesn't feel like y'all have took a full advantage of it.
Yeah. I mean, just think about that.
Um,
We're talking about the Switch getting a successor at the same time we're talking about a PlayStation 5 potentially getting a successor or more realistically I think an Xbox getting a successor because I think they basically said that they're looking at coming out with like the next step in hardware, you know, as soon as next year. Those are consoles that came out at drastically different points, and also the Switch came out with already old hardware in it because that's the way Nintendo does things. Whereas at the time, you know, the Xbox and the PS5 were bleeding edge. So it's pretty wild to me that we would have those things getting refreshed on the same timeline, you know?
yeah, it like yeah, we don't. Yeah, it's just like I said, this is for a certain group. It's like it does nothing. It's like this doesn't do anything. Like the PS5 Pro, I mean the PS4 Pro, and then the Xbox One X. Like there were some improvements because first of all, even like the dashboard of the Xbox One was slow. It was getting slow, man, because of the updates and shit they've been doing with that shit.
Yeah.
Like this shit's horrible right now. I struggle with it when I turn it on, and like going to the One X, it was like, oh yeah, it's actually just the operating system just running better and faster. And actually for the PS, I didn't hear that. I just assumed that from the PS4 Pro. I just assumed. I could be wrong. But then the games, yeah, like you saw that you can see the difference there too. And like yeah, because I mean I see the difference even through the YouTube videos. Say, oh yeah, I see how that's running, and like how this loads a whole lot faster. But now we're at the point where I don't really hear about long load times with games. Period. On these newer games, mostly it was only some games. It was like the instant loading if they allow you to do it.
Right.
It seemed like that's not really a thing because I don't see that much. I don't see that much anymore.
It's not really treated that way anymore.
Exactly. So, but yeah, loading time. I didn't really hear like a serious problem. In this, like it's more game related, not system related. So, and so this, like I said, graphically, it's not. Yeah, it's not worth it. Like unless you got something to take advantage of it. If you got something to take advantage of, I guess, because you probably want that worth. But I feel like, how do you feel? Like for a normal person, they probably feel okay with what they got. Like they probably got either they got a nice TV. And they got the system. They probably like, what would a regular person need to pay? Like, I need to get another system right now. After they already have a PS5. Like, I don't know, unless you're those people who are really into it. Like, I think even this an average gamer, a guy who likes to play games, I don't think they'd be into that. I mean, not into it. That is worth it.
Yeah.
Like, it's not worth it. It's like, is there a game I can't? It's not a game I can't play. It's not worth it because most of these games I see like, oh, it's a PS4 version of these games. What the hell do I need to get an upgraded version for? Like, what game I felt like, man, it could run a little bit better or play a little better, and it's worth me getting a $200 system that's $700. But you add another $700, and my fault. You're not like really just paying $200 more. You're paying other stuff because you can't sell it. You're not going to sell it and get your money back.
Oh, no, what are you talking about? That's exactly what they said you're going to do. You're going to sell this back to GameStop, and like GameStops even exist anymore.
Yeah, but yeah, you sell it back to GameStop, but like how much money you even get for it?
$150.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. I mean, shucks. I mean, that's
in
really
credit,
bad, but
in credit.
$50
if you want to walk out the store with money.
If you want to hit cash, yeah. Oh my god, yeah. This is nah. And that's the thing. Also, with the Pro, the price went down for the original PS4. PS4 had a price cut.
Yep.
And then they had the Pro version. So it was like, so there you go.
Where's the cheaper version of the PS5?
That is a used one, and
which now Sony is apparently offering refurbished ones. So
yeah, I actually heard they are. I actually heard they are doing that. But are they offering to buy yours for a decent price?
No.
If you're trying to sell it to
GameStop says that I can get up to $330 store credit if I'm a pro gamer that wants to trade in my digital only PS5.
That means you're already paying for something.
All right. I can get up to $300 in store credit or up to $210 in cash.
That's better. That's better than I thought it would be.
Yeah, it is better than I thought it would be, but still,
so then you pay almost $500.
I was going to say, yeah. Yeah. Even if you're doing store credit, you're still paying $400 for this thing. So you're effectively buying another PlayStation when you've already bought one. So I don't know. Maybe closer to the release, we'll see a some sort of deal. You see those occasionally.
Yeah, see, this is why I'm looking at, because like as I get older, like I'm seeing how the prices are for things. It's just like it's a little too expensive for me. That I'm looking at those handheld PCs, man.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
looking
and I
at
mean, like
those.
you look at that, and like even right now, Steam has the LCD version of the Steam Deck on sale, the old ones.
Hey, isn't that this is something like Windows OS? I mean, Windows operating system working. That is it like working with the Steam Deck?
I haven't seen anything about that. I mean, you can install Windows on there.
No,
It's just kind
I know
of
you can. I'm talking
yeah,
about like something that's actually
Windows
um more official than what they're doing now.
Steam. No, I mean, I everything I've seen is that Microsoft wants to release some sort of more compatible handheld version to run on stuff like that, but I don't think there's been any official announcements yet about what that ends up being. So, yeah, I mean, that's the only unfortunate thing about the Steam Deck. The Steam Deck is very much like this is your gaming device. This is your Steam
Yeah,
portal. Whereas,
which is
some of those
yeah,
other
which
ones
is
is
fine.
like,
I mean,
this
if you
could
think
be more.
because that's just like I mean, it's just like a Switch. I mean, it's just a Nintendo,
Yeah. Yeah,
so
absolutely.
yeah. So and I get it. Yeah, if you and that's fine. But now that I know, like, oh, you can actually make it something more.
Yeah.
Kind of want that.
Yeah, like it's $296.65 for the 64 gig LCD version right now. And
Yeah, but now
I've
I'm at the
seen a
point where
lot
I
of
just want the OLED one.
yeah. No, I mean that's definitely, and that one's 400. And a lot of people have been comparing like this price versus like a Steam Deck because people are like, oh, you're all over the Steam Deck, and that's the top tier one is $650 with 1 terabyte. But like a lot of people have said, like it's an open device. I can do a ton more than what I can do on a PlayStation with a Steam Deck. Not only do I have the ability to play PC games, Xbox games, PlayStation games that have been, ported to PC, but I also do have the ability to make it, a functioning desktop computer in a lot of ways if I choose to, whereas I can't do that with a PlayStation. And I also can just take it on the go with me. So, like, there are a lot of benefits to a unit like that over just a more hardcore PlayStation device.
Yeah, exactly, man. And like once I like that with X like a Game Pass or something, if you
Mm-hmm.
want to have that with your library, if you already have a library of games, on Steam or Epic Store,
Yep.
um, like if you have the Windows OS, you can get the Epic Store. And I mean, there's other
Yeah.
ways. I mean,
I
like I
mean,
said, you
yeah,
got
that
do is work
that's
around.
stuff that I've been seeing on the Steam Deck for like especially the Epic Store. It seems like it's people have been making it relatively seamless to be able to
Yeah,
access that stuff as well, which is
and
awesome.
just doing having those options, and then if you are even a PlayStation guy, I mean, they do have it where you can stream their games. Some games you got to
Yeah.
see which ones are if you want to go with their service. If you're into that,
Mhm.
it just opens up more with that. Yeah, exactly. Because eventually now you see the PS5 games are coming to PC, the big ones like the first party ones now.
Yep.
All third party seem like it's rare to see a third party game that's not on PC now.
Yeah.
Like
Especially
it,
bigger ones.
yeah. Like actually the most recent thing I could think of, except for NCAA football, which I do. Yeah, I'm wondering why that is because
Yeah.
Madden's still coming on PC. But other than that, it was that game. What's it called? Unicorn something that game that came on PlayStation 5,
Is that
PlayStation
like
4, I
Unicorn
think too. Yeah,
Overlord?
that was just a console exclusive, and
Oh,
they
okay.
they said that I think they said they even had no plans to come on PC, and I don't know why, but that's it. Like
Yeah.
that's literally like the only freaking game. that I can think of most recent times that's not as exclusive to like a Nintendo platform or something like that.
Yeah.
That didn't come on PC.
Yeah. Which is especially surprising because it did come out on Xbox. But Vanillaware is going to be weird, I guess.
Yeah, they're probably Nintendo-like in weirdness, and as far as like not releasing stuff that people would like to play on PC. Like, I don't know.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean we are official with that now. Hopefully we can get down to the Switch 2 announcement here sometime soon. Now there's new rumors saying early next month.
$700 for the Switch 2.
Dominic.
No, they go no $650. $649.99.
I mean, we haven't seen the Switch drop in price at
for the
all,
OLED
right?
version. For the OLED version when it comes out next year. Well, it comes out 2 years from now, I think.
Oh,
because you said the rumor is it's not OLED, right?
Yeah, that's what one of the rumors at one point is. The latest stuff that's come out now is that there are 2 SKUs. If that's the case, okay. I hope that one is LCD and one is OLED, and it's not just like here's one with 512 and here's one with 1 terabyte or something.
And 512 OLED. It's gonna be $500 and $650. Okay, I'll be realistic. Let me think what the price is. I'm gonna say if it's just one or 2 units, I don't know. Let's just say the basic one, cheapest version will be, I'll say 400.
I'm with you.
I'll say 400, and then if there's 2 SKUs, I'll say there's one for 500. I'm hoping it's 400 and 300. That's what I'm saying, but or at least like 350.
I just don't know what those SKUs would be. If it's just storage, like unless they're doing something special where I can't just buy a SD card, like I don't know why I would go for more storage. But if you do give me the option to buy an OLED, I'm buying.
I'm at the point where I will just be old and like, oh, this is my one game I'm going to have on the system, and that's the only game I'm going to be playing until I beat it. I'll have to force my ass to beat it, because I
just going to save you more money anyway.
Yeah. It's like, well, I can't fit no more games. Well, I have to beat this one. And it can't be. And since I'm not really into multiplayer like that, and if I'm ever going to play multiplayer, it's going to be on probably one of something bigger. And it won't be that bad. It won't be like, oh, man, I got to uninstall my multiplayer game, which I keep playing all the time. Yeah, so that'll be good for me. But see, that's the only issue with that. It's because of games that are multiplayer. Because you don't like, maybe you don't play it all the time, but if you do want to play, you definitely don't want to sit and wait to fucking install it.
No, absolutely not.
That's why we need cloud streaming with everybody. Everybody needs it.
And we need faster internet.
There's plenty of islands out there. I've seen those islands on the map. Those, and especially in the Olympics, when I saw those small ass countries, so you can get those people out of there and just big old server farms. Just have out there, or tell those people, say, look, like, hey, we'll pay you some money. You just keep the server here and keep it up and everything. Like, keep the upkeep on it.
Yeah. Yep. All right, Dominic, that is what I had in the way of news. Anything else on this topic?
That's why we need monkey slaves. Or chimpanzee slaves. I don't know what the hell.
I don't know. Watch that HBO show, Dominic. You'll find out why we don't do that.
No, I'm too scared to watch that show. Yeah. I just feel like I was going to see something. Well, I don't think I want to see anything disturbing. Well, I probably will, but not that disturbing. But hear stories of something disturbing that I do not want to know.
See the aftermath of. Yeah.
It'll be just like when I was a kid, when I learned how bestiality was. And that scared the shit out of me. I had nightmares because I think you do things from animals like that.
Told you not to download anything from Kazaa. All right, Dominic, let's get into new releases here real quick. We got Warhammer 40K, Space Marine 2. This was kind of out last week because they had like an early access thing, but that's out now on PC, PS5, Xbox Series X. Seems like it's pretty short and sweet. That's what I've been seeing, and that's the kind of game I'm looking for. So it's not something I'm jumping on right now, but one of these days maybe.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I'm glad. I'm glad. Like it's getting, because I mean, it was one of those games that when it came out, it was like, okay, it's just another third person, shooter game, action game. But it turned out to be a whole lot better than what people really gave it credit for. Because when I played, I think it was a demo out. That's why I really played it. And yeah, I think it was a demo because that's how I got to play it. And I was like, man, this is actually okay. And then I played it on PC for a bit, man. And I was like, man, I wish it was I wish it was co-op, like Gears. Like this is because nobody really copied the Gears formula. Like people, this is like with all this stuff, like people, we copy things. We do things that's similar to something that's popular. Well, I mean, you see this in gaming all the time. I mean, you see how people try to do Overwatch and stuff and fail, and them just like Fortnite and things of that nature. So like nobody copied the Gears formula with this, man. What the hell?
It's so weird.
Like, I feel like.
Did they copyright that the same way that the like Shadow of Mordor guys did with the Nemesis system? We just didn't hear about it. Is that what happened?
I'm really upset about that too. That they copyright because that was like, I ain't doing shit.
Nope. Wonder Woman game, Dominic.
Y'all could have had a Nemesis system at the Golem game or something. or the Dwarves game that came out. What was the Monza Warrior? Or
yep, there you go.
Could have Nemesis like for the whatever, not the orcs. I think they see goblins with them. I don't know. They're all the same to me. But yeah, I guess it's goblins with them and Golem. They could have had like something Nemesis with them.
Is there a Nemesis system in the Harry Potter game?
Yeah, probably. Yeah,
like if I'm Warner Brothers, I'm using that in every single game especially if I got the patent on it.
Yeah,
like,
and what about is the farming game by EA or that's by someone else
who
used the books and not the movies?
Which one?
Because I was using like the nemesis of other farmers, saying, "Oh, you're competing with them. You just destroy their crops.
It's coming to take my radishes."
It's like, I say nope. I'm gonna be the only one selling radishes.
Or it'll be like the animals you're trying to keep away, the pests. Like, the bunnies are coming for my carrots.
Yeah, revenge. Yeah, he got like revenge. He got his bunny buddies.
Yep, and he's got like a metal eye now. God, that game was actually pretty good. I feel like we give it a lot of hardship, but like. Because that was a bad year for video games, but that was a pretty good video game.
No, that was a good game. It's just that it's sad that was the best game for that year.
Yeah.
Like that and Dragon Age Inquisition were like the two games, and me just playing that game and saying the problems with that game was like, damn, some people give this game the year. It's like, man.
All right, we also have Elsie. This is out now on PC, Nintendo Switch, PS5. This game looked kind of cool. I wasn't originally going to put it on.
I was watching the video of it, well, because you told me check it out. And it looks like a cool 2D action game.
Yeah.
Almost
action platformer, like a roguelike type thing.
Like a Mega Man, but like faster.
Yeah. Yeah. So that looks neat. Yars Rising is now out. PC, Nintendo Switch, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series.
Is that an RPG?
No, that is... So Yars is like an old like Atari style game. And this is a side-scrolling like Metroidvania from Way Forward. They're using like the Yars branding is like... It's tangentially related, but you play as this girl. And you know, you do Metroidvania stuff. It doesn't look great visually.
It was designed by Howard Scott Warshaw. Wasn't that an artist named Warshaw?
Warshaw Test? Like that? Or no, Warshak? I don't know. Andy Warhol, you mean?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. That's what I was thinking about.
Okay. Yeah. All right. We also have Funko Fusion out on PC, PS5, Xbox Series. I don't know why this game
That was the
exists.
first. I mean, that was the original
Fortnite.
game was created by that guy.
Oh, okay.
That's what I was
Gotcha.
talking. Yeah, the original one. Because I'm looking at this game, Dan, and I don't know what the fuck I'm looking at. The original game. It looks like something when your game messed up, and you get that. That's what it looks like. It looked like something.
Yeah.
Oh shit, the game messed up, man. It's like I gotta take it out and blow it. What the fuck are you supposed to be doing in this game?
Yeah, I think you're
Let me
like
see, let me see.
escaping
I gotta look at the video because the art.
only
is
so
not
many
doing any
pixels to
justice.
work with.
Wow, it sounds like it's the sound is horrible. Good God, it sounds like static.
You love to say it.
Yeah.
Can you imagine, Dominic? There was somebody when they were playing this game going, I don't need graphics to get any better than this. I don't need an Atari Pro. That's how people are going to look at us in the future when they have like brain implants with graphics shot directly into their eyeballs or something.
Wow, this is Yars Rising looks nothing
No,
like
nothing
this
like
game.
this. Yeah,
I don't think there's humans. I don't think
they're
there's
in the
humans in the
spaceship
original
that
game.
looks like a fly.
Yeah, that is. God,
Yeah.
what the fuck? It's like, oh yeah, this is what Yars.
This is
Like,
what
this
we
is-
want Yaris to be.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right,
Good doing
Dominic.
those graphics back then.
Next up, Lollipop Chainsaw Repop. You mentioned that being out and played it. PC, Nintendo Switch, PS5, Xbox Series, and of course, Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection Arcade Classics.
I didn't hear you say Funko Fusion.
I did, and then just said I don't know why it exists because Fortnite exists. Like that basically feels like that's what that game is, right?
It really. I gotta look at it again because I forgot what you do in this game.
Like
I was
it's a
thinking,
third-person kind of shooting thing.
so it's not even like Lego.
I think it's like a happy medium between Fortnite and Lego. But like Fortnite can be anything now. Fortnite could just be Lego.
Funko has to be only whatever the company this thing does. Universal.
I don't know. I think they might have gotten some other stuff because I feel like I remember us talking about it last time, and then there being like some more brands that it wouldn't necessarily feel like should
I
be
don't see
in their catalog.
like Well, was that Wonder Woman that I saw? No, that's Xena. Yeah, that's Xena and her.
Legally distinct Wonder Woman, of course.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I don't know what other character this would be. This person would be. It looks like Xena to me.
Yeah.
But yeah, I want to see like all the Funko Pops that they have. I want to see Michael Jordan.
I was going to say, that's the thing, though. Like, this company has the deals in place, so they could potentially get other things in this game, I feel like. So.
Oh, man. Yeah, this, I mean, it's like, I get it, but it's also like, you got to do something. You got to do something really special with this, because Lego's been around forever. And then, like you said, with Fortnite, with that kind of meta world, with them having everything. And then we already had the toys stuff with Disney, Infinity, and all that shit. It's like, you gotta do something.
Yeah. Because I think
really
even worse,
incredible
they're
with this.
doing the thing where it's like, because for a while there, they were doing like NFT Funko Pops, like digital Funko Pops. So if that's like what this is tied to, like that's even worse than like real Toys for Life stuff, you know?
Yeah, man. That, whatever, man. Darn.
Yeah.
Let's put my brain in a computer then. Let me just live in that world and shit.
Where my things can exist. Yeah. All right, Dominic. That is all I have for the week. You got anything else?
Did I see anything else? I thought there was something I was looking at. I wanted to mention. Shucks. Now I don't. Oh, the Halo.
Oh yeah.
There's been there was a canceled Halo Mega Bloks game. Maybe we mentioned it and I just forgot about it.
I don't remember at all, honestly.
That's what I'm saying. I don't remember ever mentioning it because people just because when I'm looking at I was looking at about this because there's a release of the canceled game out there. I mean, it's like it's whatever. I don't know what you call it, prototype or whatever, but
Yeah, alpha, beta, whatever.
like a 360. I guess it was going to be on 360 or something, or Xbox One, but it could run on a 360 emulator. They say. But anyway, um, yeah, because 343, yeah, 343 was still making because they made the first game on 360, so it could have been the 360 game that was going to come out. But anyway, um, yeah, this was apparently announced because I'm looking at it. People were saying like, "Oh, this game's been canceled." This was like years ago, and I was like, "Damn, I don't remember us talking about a Mega Bloks Halo game being canceled." I remember us joking about making a Halo Mega Bloks because Halo was with Mega Bloks.
That's why they canceled it, Dominic, because it was just a joke to everybody.
Yeah, and I remember you always just say, "Oh, Mega Bloks sucks compared to Lego" or something like that. And I said, I'm okay with Mega Bloks because I remember my mom helping me build my dinosaur Mega Bloks stuff. But anyway, so yeah, I'm seeing the game, and it's not running very well. I mean, because like I said, it's the canceled game, so it's not all fixed up or nothing. But just looking at it, I'm like, oh, it looks like just the aesthetic and stuff, but it being blocks and stuff, the Mega Bloks characters and like Halo, like really cute looking and stuff. And I saw like it was a what's those things called? Hunter, those big eel. Well, they're eels, but they have the armor to make them like big looking monsters. It bursts through like a building. They have the outline of it because of the blocks, and like through the building, and him fighting and stuff like that. And yeah, I mean, it looks cool, and it looks like you also got some. You could put like some turrets and stuff up. I guess some parts of the game where it's almost like you could set up turrets to help shoot the enemies or something like that. It was like a defender, like the defender. What they call the kind of games called?
Tower defense.
That yeah. But like this for I think a section of of the game or whatever. Like you were putting them up. I don't know. It's actually tower defense. Like if you're even defending anything, or you're just putting a turret up just to shoot the enemies up. I was watching somebody just play it, and yeah, it looks really neat. Like it looks like, hey, this is a cool idea just to do with a Halo game, do with the license, something different. That's not just a first person shooter, whatever. Or I mean, they have done strategy game, real time strategy games, Halo Wars, and they did do the phone game, which turned out not to be good. But the what was that? The those isometric shooter games, the Twitch shooter,
Spartan Assault or something like that.
Yeah, it was two of them. Yeah, and so yeah, it was a cool idea. And I see some people playing and say like, "Oh, 343, why they canceled it?" I mean, even though it's not them, it's probably Microsoft anyway. But anyway, but people hate 343. Yeah, it's like Halo, like me, because I'm not into multiplayer on Halo anymore. I mean, I was never really into it. I just played it. I enjoyed Reach, and I enjoyed 5 because I actually did okay in those games initially. So those are the games I enjoyed, and apparently I know people probably hate anything after 3 or Reach. Like I don't know what the consensus is with the Halo community. I like the campaigns in Halo. Story's not that great to me. Some people really even like the old story before 343, which I just thought it was okay. Yeah. Not really great. It's like like following the story. It didn't really grab me, but playing the game was really fun for me though. I really like playing the game. But yeah, I mean, just looking at this, like the potential of what it may have been. Who knows? I don't know if you can say it's good or not. I mean, it's like it's easy to say that now, like just to say because I mean a lot of people are just pissed off Microsoft right now, and especially the Halo community probably are pissed. So they're probably just saying like, hey, there's something that looked like it could have been pretty good. Like, yeah, the idea sounds good. I don't know if the execution would have been good. I don't know why it got canceled. But I mean, it's cool that it looks cool. Like I do want ideas like that to happen though. That's the thing. Yeah. I do these conservative ideas of what we're doing with the big companies with these games is so boring. Like it's really stagnant. It's like I would like to see more games like what Astrobot is or stuff like that from these companies. Or what Nintendo does with their games, man. I mean, I gotta give it to Nintendo. I harp on Nintendo for like the pricing, like never bringing prices down on games, or that the system, right now the Switch is like, oh come on, man, you can make these games like play better up here, like as far as optimization anyway, and their online stuff being so old and whatever. But I can say the games they do make, they're fucking creative. Like they're pretty creative with what they do with their licenses. Like these aren't the same games. Mario ain't always the same. And the changes that they do is pretty big. I mean, it's pretty big to make them really different from each other. And I respect that. That's something you have to respect as a gamer. Or a person into games that I don't see enough from these other companies. Yeah, and you can't say well, Nintendo got the money. They all got money. They all got fucking money. I mean, look how much money they put into these games. I mean, look how much money Sony has put into the games that they put, man. Like they've done. We're already seeing like how much like Spider-Man costs, and I can imagine how much the other ones cost for how good they look and how well they done. Mm-hmm. I'm thinking like, why can't it be like something that's a little more creative, something nice? Yeah, you might not get as much money as you get with the Spider-Man, because Spider-Man's name and all that stuff. I feel like it's like an investment for like people been on your platform and things of that nature, that they have a variety to play. Like that's the thing. Because honestly, not all Nintendo games sell like a whole lot. I mean, they have some sellers, but some things are not like they may sell okay. But they're not like, oh, this is the high sales game all the time. They're not all the time. But they still do. They still take chances. Like, they don't know. They still take chances with their stuff. Like, I don't know how much Princess Peach sold or whatever. I don't know what the hell that sold. But I just, you don't see that enough.
Yeah.
And like Microsoft is like, you're at the point you have to. Like, you have to do something. Like, you ain't got, I don't know what the hell's coming. I mean, I know what's coming out. I don't know when. Like after Avowed, when are these other games coming out? What is going on? And there aren't a lot of games. Yeah, and I guess they just don't. I guess PlayStation and Microsoft, they don't care about the age, like the younger age groups. Yeah. You know what I mean? They don't put nothing out fully for them. Like Astrobot is the closest thing for PlayStation and Microsoft. I'm trying to think. What game that's exclusive to Microsoft that's close to a game that's probably for like
Grabbed by Ghoulies?
God, I mean, there's been games in between that. I mean, you have Viva Pinata.
That's true. That. Viva Pinata.
And Banjo, Kazooie, Nuts and Bolts. Xbox One.
Dead Rising.
What the fuck they have at Xbox One? And that, what was that? Was there like a Falco Pop Gears game? What was that? A phone game?
Yeah, it was a phone game. Yeah.
Yo, Minecraft. They have Minecraft.
Yeah, they did.
There you go. That's true. They had Minecraft. They had Minecraft. The dungeon game. They had Minecraft. What was the other Minecraft game they had? Done.
The Telltale one.
I wasn't counting that one.
No. Okay.
Was the dungeon one the only one? I thought they'd done another like a Minecraft
story thing.
Or maybe it was it DLC for the dungeon one or something? Well, it was.
There was. Let's see.
Yeah, so Microsoft does Minecraft. PlayStation's done Astrobot, and I guess you could consider Ratchet, but even that's a little. I mean, it's a little. I mean, people. I wouldn't mind seeing a kid play it. Yeah. I mean, I don't have a child, so but I mean, even though the shooting, but it's
all
like
exploding into bolts and stuff. I mean, there's some I feel like that are maybe a little more like gruesome.
Preteen, maybe if you want to go that route.
Except PT.
But yeah, yeah. But other than that, yeah. But the kids, yeah. Those are the games, and I mean, but it's not. But that's it. Like that's it. While Nintendo have these games, and people can call it a kiddie system if they
Minecraft
want.
Legends was the one you were thinking of. That was the one that came out last year. The real-time strategy one.
Oh, the strategy one. That's sort of one. Yes. And no, I guess I can't imagine kids really. Some kids, but not very. No. I'll see the dungeon one more so than that one. But yeah. So about Nintendo, you can say call it a kiddie system, but those games are actually just fun. Like they're they're literally good games. They're not kiddie games in the sense of like, what's those games like a Barbie game or something,
like a licensed thing.
Yeah, like those licensed games or something like that. Like what's that, the Clifford the Big Red Dog game or something? Like that. I mean, they
don't besmirch the good name Clifford.
They're not. Yeah, they're actually just good games. You don't get that from these companies. Something that along those lines, just created like this. Like they're just fun. Like they're not like, hey, this is rated M for mature, like or T for teen. They're just rated for E because it's a fun game and it's still a great game though. Still a great game. I mean, hell, Alistair Bot is up there now. A lot of people for Game of the Year. That's a rated E game. That's not Nintendo. I mean, I said, Nintendo. Most of the games are rated E, so they're always going to have it. That's not Nintendo. I mean, when's the last time that happened? That a game that was rated E that's not Nintendo was up there?
That's a good question. I can't think of any.
Yeah, I can't. I was thinking. I mean, I'm sure this probably is, but in recent times, I don't know.
Yeah, maybe it'd be some kind of indie, but like,
yeah. Did my battery die for my mouse?
No. The batteries come for us all at some point.
Yeah, at least I got some charged. All right, man. I guess we can end it. And actually, I don't want to end it right now anyway, because I can't turn my shit off.
You can't stop recording.
I gotta use the keyboard like hotkeys and shit.
And I'm tab.
Yeah. Where is this? Shit.
All right, then. Thank you guys as always for listening. You check us out on Twitter. Dominic's at DStallworth5. I'm at Regulus MB. The podcast is at Superpod, SUPAPOD. Superpod.com is the website. You can check us out there. It has all of our previous podcasts, as well as links to all the places you can find us, including YouTube, where there's a video version of this podcast, as well as iTunes, Stitcher, YouTube Music, Spotify, Amazon Music. Until next time, guys. Talk to you later.
All right, see you.